Hello everyone, Frank Kern here. Welcome and thank you so much for attending today's training. We have a lot of very good stuff to cover today. Man, take a look at this presentation I have built for you. This is an honest to goodness class here on how to get clients, even if nobody's ever heard of you. Look at this, we've got like 200 something slides. I'm going to be showing you campaigns today. I'm going to be telling you exactly what to say to close clients. I'm going to be telling you exactly how to attract your ideal clients. I'm going to walk you through all the stuff that's worked for me, and my hope is that by the end of this thing, you'll say, you know what, man, this was really valuable to me. This guy is great. He has helped me. And you'll go out and you'll test some of this stuff on your own, and my sincere hope is that it will work for you even better than it has worked for me, and you'll let me know all about it. So how about we go ahead and get started here. Now, one thing, I'm going to apologize in advance. You're about to notice this. I built this big fancy presentation for you, and I did it in the small square. So these little black bars annoy me, and I usually have it a little more professional looking, but I figured, you know what, this is too important to redo all of these slides. I want to go ahead and get you this message out right now and get you started, get you rolling, get you helping the people that you want to help as soon as possible. So our official presentation, the purpose of this presentation, by the way, is to show you how to get clients even if no one's ever heard of you. And I'm going to show you how to do this by walking you through the processes that I've used to generate $6,927,994 and counting in consulting fees, coaching fees, and done-for-you service fees. So with that said, let me tell you who this is for, okay? Because this is definitely not for everybody. This is only for people with skill and expertise. So I know, we're on the internet and there's all kinds of webinars and presentations, how to get rich overnight, no list, no product, no problem, that kind of stuff. That's not what this is. This is not a get-rich-quick thing. You really have to actually be able to help someone, and you have to have a very strong work ethic. This is about how to get coaching clients, how to get consulting clients, how to get clients if you're a professional services provider, for example. And if you're not willing to work, you're not going to help those people. And if I show you how to get clients, I'm really just going to be showing you how to get angry people because you're not going to help them. So if you don't have a strong work ethic, you're looking for an easy button, this, it, and it. As a matter of fact, this is not for business opportunity seekers. If you're looking for the latest get-rich-quick magic beans type of thing, or some fast and easy way to get rich overnight, then you're not going to enjoy this at all. Everything I'm showing you takes effort, and it's for real people who are actually doing business. And finally, I'm going to walk you through some campaigns. I'm going to show you some sales figures. We're going to be doing some planning exercises today as well. So first of all, my results are not typical. The name of this thing is how I made $6 million something doing this kind of stuff. That does not translate to you're going to make $6 million or anything like that. I have no idea what you're going to make. I'm talking to my laptop microphone right now. So everything I'm telling you today is really, anytime I'm referencing sales figures, any of that, it's for information purposes and illustration purposes. It is not some sort of hidden income claim. All right, I'm not that guy. So if you're looking for like the infomercial, hey, here's how you can make $1 million in 3 minutes, that's not me. Your success is 100% dependent on your work, and I can go ahead and tell you right now, all this stuff is going to take way more work than we ever think it's going to take. I've been at it 17 years. There is no easy button. An easy button is called a job, okay? So finally, I think you get it by now, but finally, my personal results and the hypothetical examples I'm going to give you in this presentation when we're like mapping out your plan of attack and how many clients you need and all that, that's for illustrative purposes only. And finally, double finally, most people who get how to make money training don't make any money. I don't know why that is. It just is. Do you? I mean, I guess this is the same reason people who join gyms, they don't look like, all the people who buy the Bowflex don't look like the dude in the Bowflex commercial. I don't look like that guy. I bought the Bowflex. I look nothing like the guy in the Bowflex commercial. I don't think it was the Bowflex's fault. But them's the facts, okay? So I'm just going to kind of give everyone who's looking for the easy button a minute to get off of this webinar so we can make room for other people who might want to get on. And with all of that said, for all of you who haven't been run off by my very upfront and brutally honest representation of reality here, let's get to work. Let's get cracking. So let's talk about that big old number. $6,927,994 and counting. That's pretty good. That's really, it's okay. It could be better. I'd like it to be 100 million, and eventually it will be. But the 6 million and change isn't too bad, especially considering a lot of that was a result of experiments, which I have later refined into processes. So here's where the money came from. All right, $2,170,519 of that was in done with you services, and that was just since last year in 2015. That means I had a program where we would help people and we would do work with them. We would deploy campaigns with them. We would do some automation training and professional services for them. 3.1 million, specifically $3,155,525 is in group coaching fees. So I've sold group coaching programs. If you're a coach, this is directly relevant to you. So that's where $3 million of that money came from. And then $1,601,950 is in consulting fees, and that's billed as a monthly program. So typically with consulting, I'll do a day rate for about $35,000, or I will do monthly, and sometimes I'll even get a percentage of the deal. So that $1.6 million is just monthly consulting fees, and none of that revenue, by the way, is counting $2.5 million in mastermind program sales I've made every year since 2014. So I help facilitate a very large mastermind for 7-figure businesses exclusively. I'm proud to tell you that our membership exceeded $1 billion in collective revenue last year, which is great. We have very big companies in there, that's why. So I sell 2.5 million of those mastermind sales every year. And then I've gotten about $1 million in royalties and equity distributions from one consulting client, which is now an equity partner. So I have part of that business. And I'm also not counting my $35,000 day rate payments. So the reason I'm telling you all of this isn't to be like, hey, look how much money I've made. There's tons of people who've made lots more money than me. Nor am I telling you to say, hey, here's how much money you're going to make. I have no idea how much money you're going to make. If you're looking for those kind of promises, I'm not your guy. The reason I'm telling you about all these different streams of revenue is because today I'm showing you the exact client getting process that I've used to generate this revenue. So if you're a consultant, or if you're a coach, if you're a professional service provider, which is where all three of those revenue streams came from me personally, from consulting, from coaching, or for doing professional services, the process of getting clients has been identical, regardless of each model. So I'm going to show you that process today. And before I do it, I want to reaffirm to you that you're in the right place. So first of all, if you're a consultant, or if you're considering adding consulting to your business, you're in the right place and you're on the right track, regardless of whether or not you work with me, because annually, the consulting industry earns $100 billion a year. I think this is according to Forbes. And according to the government, I can never remember the department. The U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, I believe, is where this came from. As they say, consulting is predicted to grow 83% by 2018. So right now, you see it on the news all the time. Middle class is going away. Economy's tanking. Jobs are being outsourced overseas. Bad news, bad news, bad news. This industry, the consulting industry, is growing by 83% by the year 2018. So we are in what is called a boom time. So if you're a consultant or you are considering adding that to what you're doing now, maybe you're an executive and you want to mentor other people, maybe you've got some knowledge you want to help people with, this is a very, very good business model. Also, if you are a coach, specifically a business coach, you're in the right place, you're on the right training today, but you're also in the right industry. The reason why is because, according to a website called Ibis World, this is a company that does market research for all types of industries. So according to their research, the U.S. market alone buys $12 billion of business coaching every year. Business coaching, that's just in the United States market. That's excluding Europe, Australia, all Latin America. That's just here. So this is according to their research. Oh, and also this industry is growing by about $800 million a year. So that's pretty good. This is a pretty big market. So this is just business consulting in the United States alone. A third area of growth and major opportunity is personal coaching. So personal coaching just means that you're helping people, you're coaching them about things that are not related to business. For example, life coaching, classic example, dating coaching, health coaching, parenting coaching. These are all very, very rapidly growing fields. As a matter of fact, according to Fast Company, The life coaching industry, just the life coaching industry alone, right, is a $2 billion per year industry. That didn't even exist years ago, right? I mean, a couple of years ago, you said life coach, and someone would have been like, what? What are you talking about? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Now, $2 billion a year. As a matter of fact, the lifecoachinginstitute.com, which is, of course, a company or a group that sort of keeps tabs on that industry, says that life coaching, just that area of personal coaching alone, life coaching is the second fastest growing industry on the planet. So what all of this means to you right now is if you're into any of this stuff, if you're consulting, business coaching, personal coaching, anything like that, you're basically standing in front of the tidal wave because this is just taking off right now. We have gotten in at the ground floor, basically. I'm not saying, hey, you need to get in the ground floor. We're already in the ground floor, which is great. And it's just, statistically speaking, all signs are pointing to major growth in this area. And you know what's great? Hardly anybody in any of these industries really knows how to get clients, which is awesome. So before I show you how to get clients, I want to address a question you might be having, which is, hey, what's the difference between coaching and consulting? Pretty simple. Consulting is one-on-one, right? Coaching is in a group. So coaching is one-to-many, and it's pretty much the same thing. You're giving advice, you're helping people get results. The difference primarily is in the way you deliver it, whether it's one-on-one or in a group, and the level intensity, the level of attention and intensity with which you work with an individual client. So now you might be saying, well, man, I'm in coaching, but good Lord, you said consulting was a $100 billion per year industry, according to Forbes. Maybe I should switch. Which one's right for me? Well, the answer for just about everything is going to be your personal preference, whichever one you like. Some people are kind of introverted. They don't want to be dealing with individual clients all the time. So they say, well, I want to do group coaching. Some people really like to get in there and get their hands dirty and do some hardcore work and really affect tremendous change and have a lot of control over the process. Those folks might like individual consulting, one-on-one. It's really totally up to you. I'll show you how they all work, but here's one thing they all have in common is coaches and consultants make very, very high profits because of a couple of factors, right? Number one is a very low overhead. Okay, so to run a consulting business, unless you have some giant firm or something, which I've never done, by the way, I now have a team of 4 people, but up until 2015, I had a team of 1. And my virtual assistant lived in Connecticut. I live in California, so it's very low overhead. It's not like you need some fancy office or anything. You got a laptop, you got Skype, you have the ability to email back and forth, and you know what you're talking about. That's kind of all you really need. And we have minimal fixed costs. Traditionally, there's no staffing needed for these types of businesses. Now, like I said, I've expanded tremendously my business, so I've got a whopping 4 people on my team, which is really, really small. And I have an office that I never go to. They work there, and they do customer service. I'm into all kinds of things. I do coaching, I do consulting, I create products, we have professional services, so we have a pretty big company. But if you're just by yourself, minimal fixed costs. Like that was me up until 2015. The majority of the revenue I told you about was made prior to 2015, as a matter of fact. So that's why we're able to have really, really high profits. We just don't have a very high cost of delivery of the stuff people buy from us, right? So it's not like a car dealership. If someone gives you $70,000 for the BMW, well, you've got about $69,000 invested in that car. You're going to make $1,000 profit. With our business, coaching and consulting, they give you $70,000 or $10,000 or $1,000 or whatever. Most of that money is profit to you, which is fantastic. So if you if you have a business and you're selling any type of how-to information, you need to consider adding coaching or consulting to your business. If you're thinking of creating courses or information products, you should consider coaching or consulting first. And here are 10 reasons why. Number one, the way I structure it anyway, there's a lot of ways to do it, but the way I've structured it and had the most success is recurring monthly income. My clients all paid monthly, so I don't have to constantly sell new stuff for that part of the business to maintain revenue. Second thing is predictable and stable high income. So my consulting practice at its peak grew up to $175,000 per month in revenue with less than 30 clients. All right, that's really good. That's really stable. I knew next month I'm going to make about $175,000. Even if I don't go get anybody unless someone drops out. And that happens, sometimes you help them as much as they need and they don't need to be clients anymore. That's okay. That's not a big deal. But you have a real good issue of stability in there, which is fantastic. The other reason is it's pretty fast. So it took me about 90 days when I first started this. I first started the consulting experiment, by the way, in 2012. And I went from no clients to $175,000 per month in 90 days. And I say semi-focused effort. It was actually very focused effort. I don't know why in the world I put semi-focused. I guess I thought I was cooler than I really was. But I worked pretty hard to get there. But it didn't take long. And the reason why, by the way, isn't because I'm magic. It's because I'll show you in a minute. I'll prove this to you. We just don't need that many clients to get pretty significant revenue, depending on your pricing strategy. Another reason this is a great thing to add to your portfolio of businesses, or if you're just starting out, a thing to consider, is you get freedom. So when I had those 30 clients, I was doing $175,000 per month. My hours of business where I was actually doing the consulting were from 9 a.m. until noon, Monday through Friday. So for coaching, by the way, because I've done group coaching as well, I still do a degree of group coaching. I had one scheduled call per week. That was it. So I was about 2 hours per week for that. So it's pretty cool. I'll show you how to structure this stuff later. Today we're going to focus on getting those clients for you. Number 5, high profit due to low overhead and fixed costs, like I just said. So up until last year, 2015, I never had a real office. I had one virtual assistant. She lived in Connecticut. I'm in California, and no other employees for that business. And by the way, I would advertise, but I didn't have to advertise regularly because I would get a client, and a client would stay for a long time. Right? So usually the number one reason you're going to lose clients if you're doing a good job is because you've done a good job and you fixed the problem. They're like, okay, thanks, we're done. And that's good, right? Who cares? As long as they're happy, you're happy, they'll refer you. It's fantastic. So that's number 5. Number 6 is you don't have to create a product. Now, information business is wonderful. I sell a tremendous amount of information products. The big hindrance for a lot of people is, man, I got to create this product. And they look at creating product like creating a term paper or something. They're like, oh gosh, man, Frank, I don't want to sit down and with a blank page and write a book or create a video course and all this. I understand, it's no problem. I get it, right? It's a lot of work. With consulting or coaching, you really don't have to create a product at all. In fact, if you know more about getting the result than your client does, and you can help him or her get the result faster than he or she would be able to get on their own, you've got a viable offer. Boom, you can get started because basically you're in the advice business. Guy has a problem, you know how to fix the problem, you tell that person how to fix the problem, congratulations, you just did some consulting or coaching. Right? So you don't really have to wait a long time to ramp up to this. Number 7, quick market entry. You don't have to spend months trying to create a complex launch or really complicated campaigns or anything like that. There are 3 types of campaigns to use for either of these business models. I'm going to walk you through examples today, and you'll be like, man, that is very straightforward and simple. I'll show you how to attract clients today. I'm going to show you how to close clients today. I'm going to show you the 3 campaigns. I'm going to give you screenshots of my campaigns, take you behind the scenes. Man, you're getting it all today. You're going to love this training. Number 8, low stress, low tech. So my marketing funnel exclusively for my consulting business was an opt-in page and a PDF letter. I had one email in my follow-up sequence. Now, I do recommend you get a little bit higher tech than this, and I'll show you now some more current stuff. But when I started and when I built that $175,000 per month business, that was the marketing funnel. Opt-in, get a PDF, the end. And so I also, when I sold coaching, I would sell coaching from webinars. And that was really pretty simple, right? So really, really simple. And again, the reason why we don't need a lot of clients. I'll show you that in a minute when we're doing the client stuff. Okay, so reason number 9, speaking of clients, you get happier clients. So with coaching and consulting, your clients are really, really going to be happy because you're working with them directly and you're helping them personally. As a result of that, they get really good results. And they're very happy. So because of all of this, you really don't need many clients, and you can be very, very selective. So happy clients stay long, they pay well. That means you don't have to go out and constantly be selling and marketing and doing all this stuff, wondering where the next one's going to come from. So that's a huge advantage of this. Number 10, this is very easy to sell. All right, coaching and consulting is a lot easier to sell than, say, traditional information products. And the reason why is because it's positioned on what's called the ladder of desire. See, whenever someone buys like information, okay, so I want you to think about this. When we're selling coaching or consulting, we're basically selling information. The difference is in the way we're delivering the information. So when someone buys an info product or they attend a class or they pay for consulting or coaching or whatever, they're doing it to get a specific result, right? They're basically getting how-to information to get a specific result. That's what they're after. Well, when they're doing that, they're basically they're behaving according to what's called the ladder of desire. So there are 3 different types of services sold in the information world, and all 3 represent a rung on the ladder of desire. All right, it sounds almost like a ride or something in Las Vegas. Anyway, let's start with the least desirable, which is the most commonly offered. So this is rung number 3. This is the bottom. Okay, and this is what everybody offers, and this is a viable offer, right? It's just read the manual. Okay, so I wrote rung 1. It's supposed to be rung 3. Rung 3 is the least desirable thing to offer. This is basically the info product, right? The manual, the book. This is the equivalent of like, remember when TiVo came out or VCRs? I still don't know how to use those things. Like a VCR, there's no way I could program a VCR. I can't program my dang cable box, the DVR thing. So this is the equivalent of being me and not knowing how to figure that stuff out and saying, hey, how do I figure it out? And someone say, here's the owner's manual. You can read it and knock it out. Right? Well, nobody really wants to do that. Okay? They would prefer something else because everything has the owner's manual. We never read the owner's manual, right? I mean, nobody ever does that. So what's the second rung? The one step up from this. Now it's a little more desirable, right? The other one is now going to be show me how to do it. So this time, instead of giving you the manual and saying, hey, good luck, the expert, the DVR expert, the Time Warner Cable DVR expert comes and he says, hey, sure, let me show you how to do it. Okay, pick up your remote, and I want you to press the home screen button first. Okay, perfect. All right, so now, you see there when you press the home screen, now click on, type in the show that you want, and then click on record, click on schedule, all that kind of stuff. They're showing you how to do it. They're doing it with you to a degree. Right? Now, this is infinitely more desirable than having someone hand you the owner's manual. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, come on, of course it is, right? It's almost like we're learning how to drive. Someone said, here's the driving manual, or I could sort of show you how to drive and get in the seat next to you and show you how to do it. Now, the pinnacle is going to be do it for me. Okay, so this is the top level. So all of you who are in professional services, like if you're writing copy for people, if you're social media management, if you're an advertising agency or whatever, you guys have the easiest job of it all because that's what everybody really wants. So in many cases, the most desirable thing of all is just to have someone program the dang DVR for you, if we're sticking with that metaphor, right? So you don't have to mess with it. That's a very, very easy sale to make. So consulting and coaching really are within the rung 1 and rung 2 of this ladder of desire. So easy call for rung 2, right? It show me how to do it. You're interacting with them, whether it's one-on-one or in group. You're talking directly to them. You're helping them accomplish something. And sometimes, for my business anyway, I'll even do some rung 1 work. Well, I'll do things for them. I'll say, you know what, man, that headline's messed up. Let me rewrite it for you. Or in our company, we'll actually build marketing campaigns for people in our professional services division. So coaching, consulting, done for you. They are all easier to sell than traditional information products because of where they fall in this ladder of desire. So, key points so far. I know we're going fast, but man, I got 200-something slides for you. I'm ready to get you some results right now today, so we're not going to mess around. All right, so key points so far. Number 1, coaching and consulting is sellable because of where it sits on that ladder of desire, right? That's why we have it growing so much. That's why consulting is $100+ billion per year. That's why business coaching, not consulting, business coaching, just in the United States of America, is a $12 billion per year industry growing at over $800 million per year. That's why life coaching is a $2 billion per year industry and is said to be the second fastest growing industry on planet Earth. Why? Because of the ladder of desire. People want this stuff. That's good. Okay? Thing number 2 is regardless, coaching, consulting, very profitable because of low fixed expenses, right? I mean, it's logical. We are talking for a living. Okay, it's not like we have to have a talking machine or we have to go buy advice wholesale from distributors overseas, import it, and then sell it to our customers. I mean, there's really no hard cost, which is fantastic. Third point, you can enter the market very quickly. Okay, we don't need to create a product. We don't have to have overly complicated technical stuff. I'll show you the whole thing here today, by the way. I'll walk you through all my campaigns so you'll see exactly what I mean. Number 4, it's stable and recurring. Right? All the models I'm going to show you are monthly. And because it's monthly, you have stability, which is fantastic. So with all of this said, you're also going to be charging more. And with all of this said, you don't need as many clients, which means you don't need to do as much selling. Because if you do a good job, you get a client once they stay a long time. Right? So that's fantastic. So the question is now, okay, well, what is consulting, Frank? A lot of people say, what does that mean, consulting? Right? Well, according to Webster's dictionary, that is simply when one person provides professional or expert advice to another. That is the official Webster's dictionary definition of consulting. What's the definition of coaching? Well, I'll give you the official Kern definition. It's just like consulting, except one person is providing professional or expert advice to a group of people. That's it. That's all it is, right? It's pretty simple. So here are some of the myths around really both of these fields. I'm going to kind of say consulting a lot because it's a bit of a pain to say consulting and coaching, but it's sort of the same process, all right? So please forgive me if I just start saying consulting a lot. It's just simpler. So what are some of the myths of consulting and coaching, right? Well, first of all, people think, okay, consultants are just a bunch of dudes in suits sitting in meetings all day and working with huge corporations. I always think about, for some reason in my mind, that stock image. It's always like a stock image of people in a glass conference room, and you can write on the glass, and it's got a guy like in the blue blazer, and he's writing charts and stuff on the glass or whatever. That's what comes to mind when people think of consulting, So they also think, well, surely you must go to some special school or something to be a consultant. Well, here's the deal. Neither of these beliefs are true. Okay, I mean, can you get certified and stuff? Sure. Do you have to? No. I'm not, as a matter of fact. We'll talk about the credentials myth here in a minute. But here's the thing, okay? First of all, about the dudes in suits thing. There's all types of consultants and coaches. I Googled this. Productivity consultant, 27 million Google search results. Sales consultant, that's pretty obvious, right? Same with sales coach. 148 million Google search results. That's a lot of search results. Dating consultant, 28 million. As a matter of fact, I got some good press a while back. There's a lady named Sarah Jones. She's a dating coach. There was an article about her in Business Week where she's earning around $20,000 a month coaching introverted men how to be successful with women. And she had cited me. I've never met Miss Jones. I'm very happy for her. I really appreciate the good press. But she had listed my trainings, and specifically one of my books, as helping her achieve that, which is awesome. She was a dating coach. Or dating consultant could be the same thing, depending on how many people you're working with at one time. That's the main difference. Here's one that's really funny and interesting to me. Raw food consultant. All right, 3 million Google search results. You've got to wonder what they're saying during the consulting sessions. I mean, how hard is that to figure out? Jim, I'm thinking about having a something to eat today. Well, by all means, don't cook it or else it wouldn't be raw. Thank you so much for your sage advice. Goodbye. But hey, whatever, right? There's all types of opportunity here. There's all areas of expertise. It's not just business, not just sales, not just management. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. And so the question now becomes, okay, well, how come everyone's not doing it, right? I mean, it's a huge growth opportunity, obviously. We've seen the statistics. We know there's all types of industries that people are doing this type of work in, so how come not everybody? Biggest reason? People are paralyzed by the credentials myth. And the second biggest reason is they might try it, but they try it using traditional quote-unquote internet marketing. And here's the thing. Everything you've learned about marketing will fail if you use it to get consulting or coaching clients because it's a different animal. I'll show you the right way, by the way. Right way is easier. So this is nice. This is good news. I'm not trying to scare you. Let's address the thing number one, the credentials myth. See, so here's the thing. Most people will let self-doubt stand between them and the fortunes they deserve. I've always believed this. And even when you're dealing with your clients, you'll see, if you're not already experiencing it, the biggest impediment to people's success is them. It's never some outside source. It's their minds, right? They never try. They get afraid to try something new or whatever, and that's fine, So a lot of people say, well, I don't have any credentials. Who am I? They're listening to some voice in their mind. Who are you? Who do you think you are to go out and offer to help people do something that you know how to do? Well, it's normal. It's normal to get frozen by that, to say, well, I don't have the credentials. So then you go out and you have this entire cottage industry where the people will wait for someone to anoint them as worthy, and then when the power is with them all along, right? So you see all these certification classes now, like become a certified life coach or whatever. And hey, it might be good. I'm not knocking any of it. I've never seen any of the curriculum. But the deal is, all that's doing is just helping someone feel more confident. In reality, if you know how to get results for your client better than the client does, then you've got all the credentials you need, because that's all that matters. Your ability to actually help. Remember at the beginning of this training, I said, hey, if you can't help people, this is a waste of your time. But if you can actually help someone, it doesn't matter your credentials. Here, let me introduce you to some other people with absolutely no credentials. You'll recognize all three of these folks. Number one, Bill Gates. No degree, no nothing. I mean, of course, Microsoft, that's kind of impressive. But prior to that, nothing, right? Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, nothing. No credentials, nothing fancy. Dropped out of college, just like me. Well, I was kicked out of college. Bill Gates, good Lord. That's heresy. Steve Jobs here, right? No credentials. Good Lord, the guy was fired from his own company. Come on. Surely you haven't been fired from your own company. Check this out. So a lot of people think, well, I don't have the specialized education. I don't have the letters after my name. I went on Google and I Googled billionaire college dropouts, and I got this list from Wikipedia. Look at the people on here. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison from Oracle, Michael Dell is on here. None of these guys have any credentials. None of them have any official credentials. You know where they graduated from? The School of the Real World, the School of Results. David Geffen from Geffen Records. Ted Turner. Ted Turner used to sell my grandfather billboard advertising back in the day in Macon, Georgia. Ain't got a credential to his name other than Ted Turner. His name is Ted Turner. That's all he needs. That's all you need. Because if you can get the job done, see, these guys have degrees and results. That's it, period. So if you can do that, if you can help somebody, that's all the credentials you need. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove it to you here today. So here's the thing, though. I cannot come to you from an ivory tower on this issue because it used to weird me out all the time. Know exactly how you feel. You used to feel the same way. Let me tell you about my personal lack of credentials. I'm going to try to sell you something on this webinar, and here I am telling you about my lack of credentials. This is kind of not necessarily a logical thing to do, but hey, I want to help you today. So thing number one, barely finished high school. I illegitimately graduated from high school. I had a D in algebra. The name of the class was actually called college algebra, even though it was a high school class. I think that's so you can charge the parents extra if you call it college algebra. Had a D, couldn't graduate with a D. Algebra teacher named Miss Williamson said, you know what? I'm going to change it to a C-, get out of here. That's how I graduated. I didn't earn my high school diploma, barely finished it. I was accepted to University of Georgia because I had a pulse and my parents had a checkbook. I was immediately kicked out, literally in the minimum amount of time you can attend prior to academic dismissal. So I made it the absolute bare minimum. It's like that school was waiting for looking at their watch, and you're out, right? Never went to class. Drank and smoked weed all day, partied, did college stuff, didn't care about an education, wanted to be a rock star. When I was in college, so technically enrolled in college, I was doing so terribly, they had me take an aptitude test. And the aptitude test is this thing that says, okay, well, what are you going to be when you grow up? Let me help you determine what kind of job you should have. So I take the test, I go to the room, I'm answering all these weird, irrelevant questions. Guess what it told me? It said the best career choice for me was to be a garbage man. No kidding. So that was my advice. Hey, you should be a garbage man because clearly you do not have any ability to survive in the academic world. And you know what? I made a pretty good garbage man because I'm thorough and I work really, really hard. I've never had a real job, though. Never even got a garbage man job. Closest thing to a real job I ever had was I worked selling used cars at a BMW dealership in Macon, Georgia. And the reason I say that was the closest thing to a real job is because at least BMW is a fancy brand, right? That was it. That's the closest thing I've ever had. So 0 credentials there. In 2003, I was publicly sued by the Federal Trade Commission. I made the very stupid mistake of not knowing that the Federal Trade Commission existed and therefore not knowing they had a lot of very important regulations that one should pay attention to. So in 2003, I got sued by them. They said, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this stuff. Don't you know, dummy? And I was like, no, I don't. Sorry. And they went, well, lesson learned. Give us all your money and go forth and don't do it again. I said, yes, sir, won't do it. Thank you so much. And that was the end of that. But talk about not having credentials, man. I mean, that's like a big old strike on the record right there. You don't put that on your business card. So listen, you might be thinking, okay, I don't have letters after my name, or I didn't go to the right college, or not enough people know me yet. We'll fix that problem today, by the way. Well, hey, I understand, but I'm worse. I'm telling you, I'm probably worse than you. So I look worse on paper than you probably do, right? No high school, well, cheated my way through high school. I mean, I was just given the graduation, kicked out of college, should have been a garbage man, publicly sued by Federal Trade Commission, never had a real job. Okay, so I get it, okay? But here's the thing. Here's who fixed my head on this whole thing. Onassis, right? Look at this guy, by the way. What a sharp dresser. I tell you what, man. Look at those glasses. Just nothing but cool. Here's the thing. This guy made gazillions of dollars, all right? And he said the secret to business is to know something that nobody else does, all right? Well, that was likely true back then, but in the information age, I mean, we have the internet now. You can really find out just about anything online that you want to. If you want to learn how to build like an industrial superconductor, there's probably a YouTube tutorial on it right now. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's the secret anymore. Instead, for our business, I think that the secret to coaching and consulting is just to know more than your client does. So here's the thing. If you're pretty good at something, you're probably taking your knowledge for granted. You probably don't realize that, metaphorically speaking, that expertise you have is your first language, and for your clients, it's like their 10th language. So they don't know nearly as much as you do. And man, that's all that matters. If you can help that client get the result faster than he or she could get it for themselves, you're done. That's all the credentials that you need. Here's the bottom line. If you can help people, you can do this. So before we go further, there's no point in setting out in a direction unless we know specifically where we're going. So I want to set some goals together. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to just write down how much you'd like to earn in consulting revenue over the next year. It could be coaching, consulting. I'm just going to keep saying consulting because it's easier. All right. So now you got that figure. So it could be $100,000, it could be $1 million, it could be $1 billion, whatever you want it to be, right? It's your goal. Okay. So then let's just divide that to get your monthly income goal. So if I said, okay, if the yearly goal is an extra $250,000 in revenue, all right, we divide it by 12 months and we get $20,833. That's our monthly goal. Okay, so in this example, and by the way, we're doing this exercise for planning purposes. This isn't an insinuation that you're going to make $250,000 or any of that kind of stuff, right? I don't know what you're going to do. I'm just showing you a process that I always go through before we ever start any new endeavor in my company. You have to have the goals. So we have to have something to shoot for, concrete goals. All right, so annual goal divided by 12, let's get the monthly goal. Okay, so let's say we want to earn $20,833. Let's round that up a little bit. That's kind of a weird number. So if we're selling in traditional information marketing, right? Let's say we're selling $100 products. Okay, so if we're selling products, information products for $100 each, we would have to get $250,000 a year, we would have to sell 2,500 of those, right? 2,500 times 100 is $250,000, right? So that's over the course of the year. That's a lot of sales, okay? So let's kind of live in the world of reality here, right? So let's say we're sending strangers to a web page. We're doing real marketing. We're not like getting our buddies to mail our stuff over and over again. We're real businesses. We're not flakes here. So we're buying traffic from Facebook or wherever, and we're converting 1% of our visitors into customers, which is an okay conversion rate. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. It's about average for cold traffic. All right. So we're converting 1% of those. That means we would need 250,000 visitors to the website. Guess what? You don't go out and just get 250,000 visitors for free. I mean, conceivably you can, but they're not targeted. They're not buyers. They're not real. You're wasting your time. Best ways to get traffic is from advertising. Well, if we're paying $1 per click to get those 250,000 visitors, we would have made $0. Okay? So let's compare this to the consulting or coaching models, right? So the question now becomes, all right, well, if we're doing consulting or coaching, really, how many clients do we need to generate the goal? So I'm using, I don't know if you can hear that in the background. My Skype keeps going off. I should have turned it off. We're going to keep going though. So the question becomes, well, how many clients do we need to hit the goals, right? So let's just say it's $250,000, all right, just for the examples. Now you've got your own goals here, so do your math with me, all right? So obviously the number of clients is going to depend on the pricing structure. So for me in consulting, and really for group coaching as well, I like to charge by the month typically. With no contract, by the way, it's just month to month. Clients stay until they have what they need. I don't believe in that high pressure, lock them into something. I want them to be very, very happy so they'll refer me. A lot of my business is repeat business. And that's a really good thing. And, I want to show you how to engineer that for your business because a big part of your success is going to be dependent on who you're working with. So I'll show you how to choose here in a minute. But let's talk about it. How many clients do you need to hit your income goal? So I'm using this hypothetical $250,000 goal. Whatever goal you wrote down is perfect, by the way. I do urge you to have a huge goal. That way, if you fall short of it, you're still doing pretty good. You know what I mean? That's what I like to go for. Okay, so let's run some hypothetical scenarios. If you're charging $9,750 a month, that's what I charge, then you would exceed that goal with only 3 clients. That's pretty good. Hey, if I ever decide I want to retire and just kind of live and take it easy, I can have 3 clients, make $250,000 a year, live on a farm somewhere and be happy. Probably never happen. I don't want to retire. I don't want to live on a farm somewhere. I want to affect as many people as I can. I love this job. I love working. But you get the point, right? It doesn't take that many people. Now, the question is going to be, how do we earn that money? I'll show you in a minute. But let's go for some other price points. I've tested a $3,860 a month price point. I've done it with group coaching. Well, hey, if that's the case, you only need 6 clients to exceed that goal. Now, in this case, I'm saying, all right, how are we going to earn that $20-something thousand a month? In this case, 6 clients makes more than necessary. 6 clients, more than $250,000 for the year in revenue. If you're charging $2,900 a month, I'm totally pulling that number out of the air, right? I'm just giving you some examples. If you're charging $2,900 a month, you'd only need 8 clients to exceed the goal. 8. Would you rather be constantly grinding and pushing and trying to get new people, or establish a base of very high value, very appreciative, very happy clients that are going to continue to pay you? I like the second, personally. All right. If you're only charging $1,800 a month, I have a client and a friend, by the way, named Carl White. He works exclusively with mortgage brokers, successful mortgage brokers, independent ones. He does group coaching, and that's his price point, $1,800 a month for these mortgage folks. Helps them grow their mortgage business. His average client, I believe this is right, his average client gets an 88% increase in revenue in 90 days working with him. I'm so proud proud to know him. He's a heck of a guy. I can take zero credit for his success, although he gives me lots of it, but it is unearned. I just gave him a little bit of advice a long time ago. But anyway, he's $1,800 a month, okay? If you're charging $1,800 a month and we're trying to get that $250,000 a year, you'll need 12 clients to exceed that monthly revenue goal. Not a big deal, right? But the question becomes, how do you get them? Okay, well, let's have a look at this. It's all about math. So let's talk about the 12 client situation. All right, if you converted 1% of your traffic, that means you're buying advertising. You're advertising on Facebook. I'll talk to you in a little bit about being omnipresent in front of the perfect people. But let's just say you're buying traffic from Facebook or whatever, and 1% of your visitors are ultimately becoming traffic or ultimately becoming customers. All right, well, if that's the case, you would need 1,200 clicks. All right. Earlier, I showed you where you would need 250,000 clicks. In this case, we're going to need 1,200. Now, I got to tell you, caveat, it takes a little more than that. All right, I'm oversimplifying that really to make a point, to say, listen, if you target the right customers and you are working in your best capacity and you're getting paid the premium price which you deserve for doing your very best work, I'll tell you how to get that in a minute, all right, then you don't have to have that much action going on. So let me give you a recent test to illustrate this point, okay? So a while back, I ran an ad on Facebook PPC. So this is, the little right-hand side and the sponsored news feeds and all that. I'll show you pictures of everything here shortly. I ran an ad. I got 4,000 clicks. The ad said, if you're making 7 figures or more in your business, Frank Kern will help you for free. All right, I'll walk you through how the whole process worked in a minute. But I got 4,000 people to go to my website. Of those 4,000 people, it cost me $6,000, by the way, a little more than that, so around $6,000 to do it. Of those 4,000 people, 1,200 of them became subscribers. They opted in. They said, yeah, tell me more information. Of those 1,200, 13 people submitted new client applications. I'll show you the whole client acquisition process here in a minute. By the way, they did this without any sophisticated follow-up. Enter your name and email. They saw a message. I'll walk you through the message in a minute. They said, yep, I want to apply to become a client. 13 of them. I only needed 2 clients, all right, which I went ahead and I got the 2 clients. So if those clients stay for a year, remember I'm charging $9,750 a month. If those clients stay for a year, that one campaign is worth $234,000 to me. Now, that's assuming they stay for the year. What if they don't? What if I do such a good job that they stay for 1 month and they're like, you know what, I'm good. You helped me out. This is great. So what if worst case scenario, they only stay for a month? Well, it would still be worth $19,500 to me. So even in that worst case scenario, I'm still making a huge profit. The point I'm trying to make is, if you structure the business properly, if you serve the right people and you're charging them what you are worth, instead of just trying to be the lower price person or whatever, it doesn't take that much to get them, right? I mean, do you have to hustle? Do you have to work? Do you have to do a good job? Of course you do. But it's not like you have to be all over the place. Okay, now, how do you do it? Well, the first secret is to market only to the right clients. See, anytime I start talking about advertising, I start to freak people out. They're like, what if I lose money advertising? What if it doesn't work? Well, if you're not getting in front of the right people, it's not going to work. So secret number 1 is to market only to the right clients. So let me give you an example. So step 1, choose the right segment, okay? Check this out. This is unbelievable. According to the National Floral Marketing Institute, yes, there is such a thing. Can you believe it? Who knew? All right. I was doing research for this presentation and discovered these facts here. The National Floral Marketing Institute. According to these folks, men under the age of 35 spend $30 on flowers for Valentine's Day, while men between the ages of 45 and 60 spend 350% more. Would you like a 350% increase in revenue, Mr. Florist? The florist would say yes. Our advice to that person would be, what? Exclusively target men between the ages of 45 and 60. Exclusively. Dedicate everything to them. Why? They spend 350% more. Is it a different flower store? No. Is the product different? Maybe obviously it's a bigger arrangement of flowers, but flowers are flowers, right? The big difference in the revenue is targeting the right segment. Okay, so you got to target the right segment. Think about it this way, all right? The first thing you want to do is you want to decide what segment of your market is going to benefit the most from working with you. Okay, so now I want to tell you how to find your perfect people. So this is important. Just kind of figure it out. Say, all right, who can I really get the biggest impact for, the fastest? Okay, so here's why you want to figure this out. The segment that you get the most and the fastest results for is likely going to be the same segment that pays you the most money with the least resistance. Let me give you an example, but I'll repeat that, by the way. This is important. This is worth writing down. the segment of your market, the group of people that you serve, that you can get the most and the fastest results for are going to be the people who are most likely going to pay you the most money and that are not going to argue with you about the price. So I'll give you an example from my own business. So when I charge $97.50 a month, right, to consult with people, some people I think, man, that's a lot of money. That's like $100-something thousand a year. By the way, I only talk to them twice a month, 30 minutes per time. Okay, so you're probably thinking, my gosh, that's like, well, you must have magic powers. It must be because you have a big name in the industry, right? Well, that helps. Of course that helps. I'll show you how to build that for yourself here in a little bit today. But here's why I'm able to get that money, right? The only clients I take are people who have big lists, okay, so they already have a lot going on. They're getting lots of traffic. They sell very, very good products with a high profit margin. Now, why would I want those people? Why would I exclusively want to work with people with big lists, lots of traffic that sell great products with high margins? Well, the reason why is because it doesn't take too much effort for me to make them a lot more than $9,750 every month, right? So if a guy's got a big list, he's getting a lot of traffic coming in, he's got happy customers, he has great products, and his average customer value is $4,000 per customer, I got to get him 3, and he's made more than he's paid me. I can get him 3 standing on my head. I can get him 30 standing on my head. It's easy work for me. Not because I'm so great, because I'm working with someone who's already got a lot of forward momentum. You see? Doesn't that make sense? That's a much easier way to look at it. Doesn't mean I get to sit around and do nothing all day. No. It's just like your knowledge and your expertise is like a lever. Okay? So what are you going to apply that lever to? Something really big or something really small? Lever is going to work the same way. You get the same power either way. You might as well apply it to where it's going to make the biggest difference. Okay? So here's some key points so far to remember. Number 1, I don't know what your income goals were, right? But I hope that they were very big. I feel almost like I should go back and let's say we want to make $2.5 million per year, because $250,000 is really a very small goal. So I want you to set a really big goal. That way, if you miss it, you're still doing pretty good. Regardless, you probably have come to the conclusion that, you know what, man, I really don't need that many clients to hit my target. And because of that, because you don't need so many people, you can be very targeted and very picky about who you take. So the question becomes, well, who do I take? Who do I target? Well, who is going to benefit the most and the fastest from working with you? Whoever that is, that's your target market. For me, it's people with a lot of momentum, a lot of traffic, really good products, big list. They just don't do marketing right. There's only a gazillion of those companies in the world, so it's great, right? My job is easy. But man, if I'm trying to help beginners or something like that, or people with no business, or people who are really struggling, and I'm charging them $9,750 a month, it's going to be very, very hard, right? For me. It's going to be really hard for me to have to show a huge impact for them because there's not a lot to work with. So I think you get the point. Point number 3, make your life easy by only working with clients that you can quickly get results for. Why, which would you rather do? Come Monday morning, it's time to start, either do your coaching calls or do a consulting call or whatever, and you got group A, they're struggling, they're not getting good results. Group B, they're thrilled, and they're like, man, this is awesome. What do we do now? Of course you want to talk to Group B, right? Group A is like pulling teeth. It's going to be horrible. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to solve this problem. Well, guess what? If you're giving the same advice to both groups, that means it's not your advice. The difference is in who you're targeting. Target the right people. I think you get the point, right? So here's the thing. This model, either consulting or group coaching, it's really simple to operate and maintain compared to traditional internet marketing, quote unquote. You don't need a lot of clients. You don't have to make a lot of sales in order to be successful, right? And if you do a good job, your clients are going to stay with you a long time. So there's not as much marketing and selling needed in terms of where's my money going to come from? Where am I going to get the money, right? Now, you should always be marketing and selling. You should always have huge demand. Like the greatest gift I could ever give you is to have more demand than you could ever meet for your business. I have that in mind. It's wonderful, right? But here's the thing, okay? This is a big caveat. The process of selling to your perfect people, of selling high-end group coaching or consulting or even professional services, it's a lot different than what you're used to seeing. So you're probably used to seeing like quote-unquote normal internet marketing promotions, like product launches and affiliate promotions and all the usual stuff. And they're great, okay? They work well in certain instances, but all that stuff is almost guaranteed not to work if you try it with consulting and coaching, okay? So here's why. What you're used to seeing is something I call the significance model. Okay, now tell me if this sounds familiar and tell me if you like this. Okay, so you're getting 9 billion emails. Okay, so you're a prospect, right? You're getting 9 billion emails, and the emails and the messaging from the whole campaign, they basically say, number 1, I'm awesome. Look how great I am. Look how awesome I am. You know I'm awesome because I have awesome stuff, right? Look at my zebra-striped flying Lamborghini and my gold-plated helmet, okay? One day someone's going to have something like that. That'll be hilarious. And then, and the next step is to say, hey, look how awesome all these other people say I am, right? So that's affiliates, right? Look how great all these other, I must be great. Everyone says I'm great. Look how great, me, okay? And then it's, hey, if you want to be awesome like me, give me some money and I'll show you how to be amazing like me, right? And then it becomes high pressure. Hey, if you don't give me money right now, the terrorists are going to win. So I want you to imagine you've got your perfect client and you're kind of you're meeting with them in person, right? So you're sitting across the table from them, or ideally side by side, so you're working together and you're looking, you say, you know what, Jim, I'm awesome. Here's why you should work with me. I'm awesome. You know why I'm awesome? Let me show you these pictures. Here's my big house. Here's my fancy cars. All right. And by the way, here's all these other people that say I'm great. So if you want to be like me, Jim, you need to give me some money right now. And you got about 30 minutes or else you're stupid. What do you think your prospect's going to do? What would you do if I came to your house and treated you that way? You'd throw me out, right? I'm a big guy too. I'm 240 pounds. You'd still throw me out. Even if you're small, you'd find a way to remove me from your home. Nobody likes that, okay? Especially not your ideal clients. So it's the worst approach ever. Here's why, okay? First of all, it's douchey. That's a professional term, by the way. It is a douchey approach. Nobody wants to be treated like that. It's lame. That's the kind of stuff that gives quote-unquote internet marketing a bad name, right? It doesn't help the client in any way at all. Have you benefited at all from that conversation? I'm great. Look at all my great stuff. Look at how great everyone else tells me everyone else says I am. If you want to be great like me, give me some money or else you're stupid. How does that help you? It doesn't. It's not going to help your client. So therefore, it's stupid. It's a waste of time. It's all about you. But your client doesn't care about you, right? You're watching this right now. You don't care about me, right? You care about you. You're on here because you want clients. That's the only reason you're here. You didn't sign up for a presentation called the Frank Kern story, right? Your clients are the same way. They only care about themselves, right? But that approach, that hey, look at me approach is all about you, it's not going to work. And it doesn't instill confidence. It doesn't instill confidence in your ability to help them get results. Here's a very powerful quote I'll give you from a friend of mine named Diego Rodriguez. Diego Rodriguez is a marketing consultant in Boise, Idaho. He's a good one, too. Really solid fellow. He says, the amount of money someone is willing to pay you will be in direct proportion to the amount of confidence they have in your ability to get them results, right? Do you agree? Do you think it's true or false? I think it's true. I mean, it makes sense, right? If someone doesn't think you can help them, then they're probably not going to be willing to pay you at all. And if they are, it's going to be just a little bit to get you to go away. But man, if they think, man, this person's going to help me, I got it. This is awesome. This person is going to help me get what I'm after. Of course, they're going to be willing to pay you more. The question then is, if we accept this statement as truth, which I do, the question is, well, how are we going to prove to them that we can help them? Okay, well, let me show you. It is called the client-centric model. This is for everybody who wants to get clients, who wants to sell, but doesn't want to be obnoxious or disrespectful to others. If you want that, then you're going to love this. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. With this model, we don't really talk about ourselves that much. You might introduce yourself, or whatever, but it's not about you. It's about them. We don't really brag, hey, look at me, look at my big house, all that kind of stuff. It's pointless. No one cares about that. We don't use the typical internet marketing stuff that you hate, right? I'm sure you've seen it a million times. I'm sure you're sick of it. Everybody is. You don't use it. That's the good news, right? Instead, what we do is we demonstrate we can help the client by actually helping the client. Go figure. It's the old demonstrate you can help them by actually helping them trick. Oldest trick in the book. Works like a charm, right? Why does it work so well? Okay, well, it causes them to pursue us, okay, instead of the other way around. Let me draw it out for you, all right? So here's the mechanics of this thing. You start with traffic. You send traffic to an opt-in page with a compelling offer. Then you present your prospect with something called the irresistible intrigue offer. I'll walk you through all this in a minute. I'm just giving you the map right now. That causes the prospect to qualify himself to you. Then you use a method called a collaborative close, and then the client pays. This works for group coaching. It works for consulting. It works for professional services, right? I've used it for all three of those models. I'll show you here in a minute. And so let's start with the first box there, traffic, by the way. All right, so where do you get the traffic? Well, there's three main sources of traffic. Number one, Facebook PPC. Lowest hanging fruit we've got right now. You can find everybody on Facebook. If you want to market to financial planners with a net worth of $1 million or more who live in the Midwest of the United States and are married and have one child, you can target them on Facebook like in 15 minutes. I'll give you some examples here in a minute. The second one is LinkedIn PPC. LinkedIn works really, really well for professionals, right? Another one is direct mail. I've got a client who worked exclusively with contractors who built his entire business up just by sending direct mail pieces to them with a type of offer I'm going to show you here in a minute. All right, let's talk about why Facebook is so cool, by the way. Here's the thing. Facebook is partnered up with all of these third-party data providers. This happened a couple years ago, all right? And I think they've already changed this dang screen. Like, ever since I took this screenshot, they've changed it. Because, as soon as you put something on film, they're going to go ahead and change it. But here's what it looks like, all right? You go in, you're on Facebook, you're about to run an ad. It says, who do you want to run an ad to? And you can now start choosing people by what they do for a living, how much money they have, what their job role is, what they're purchasing. And you're wondering, well, how does Facebook know this? It's because they've partnered up with companies like Axicom, Experian, all of the major data providers of consumer data. So when you open a Facebook account, Facebook goes to those databases and says, hey, you know this guy? And those databases go, oh yeah, here's everything we got on this guy. He makes this much money according to whatever data we've got. Here's the stuff he's buying. All manner of stuff. They just know. So you can target people instantly, by the way. So if you want to target financial services, people who are financial professionals, look, there's 821,000 of them. If you want to target medical professionals, there's 3,026,900 of them. If you want to target single mothers who make over $75,000 a year, there's something like 9 million of them. I did the testing the other day. It's ridiculous. Here's another way to do it, right? Let's say you can't find them. Did you know that you can actually buy a list of your perfect people and then advertise to those people on Facebook? Check it out. So here's a company. This is like a regular list broker company. Let's say we want to market to contractors, all right? And this is a relatively old database, but have a look here. There's a general contractor database, all right? There are 312,000 U.S. general construction contractors. If we want to market to them on Facebook, you can do it, but you're like, hey, wait a minute, this isn't on Facebook. You're telling me to go get a list and then market to that list on Facebook. How do you do it? Something called custom audiences. Check this out. You can buy that list, and you can take all the phone numbers out of that list and upload it to Facebook, and Facebook will say, okay, every account that we have on Facebook that has a phone number that matches someone on that list, you can start showing ads just to those people. Well, guess what? If we want to advertise to construction folks and contractors, bam, you're right in front of them instantly. It's the craziest thing in the world. We live in the age of the greatest opportunity ever to get in front of your perfect people. You just have to make the decision to only market to your perfect people. So we've never ever in history had such opportunity to get to the right people. It's great. So let's talk about all right, so we know who they are, right? So here's where we're going to get them. Okay, lots of ways to get them. But how do we turn them into leads? Okay, well, here's the simplest marketing strategy ever. And I use it because it's simple and it works. And it works because it's simple. Okay, so you simply give away a free how-to report of all the novel concepts that's only been working for something like 200 consecutive years in direct response marketing. People have been giving away free how-to reports in order to generate a lead since man was able to stick stuff in front of people. All right, this goes all the way back to the 1800s and classified ads. A guy named George Halings started doing this kind of stuff. He started building his business from a tent with a typewriter. I swear to God, this is true. Google it, George Halings. Okay, so you give away a free how-to report, all right? Yeah, I'm serious. It's that easy. But what do you give away? Okay, well, that's simple. I've heard it a million times. Yeah, but have you done it? Okay, so let me tell you how to do it right, all right? So here's what you give away. First thing you want to do, assuming we're going after the perfect person now, right? The person you can help the most, is you figure out what their biggest desired result is, right? So for me, it's simple. If a guy's getting traffic and he's not making the sales he wants to make, so here's 7 ways to get more sales from your existing traffic source or something like that, right? So what you're going to do is you bang out a quick report listing the steps they can take to move towards that result. All right? So 7 steps to an amazing girlfriend. If you're a relationship coach to introverted guys, kind of like the lady I told you about earlier, she can start giving away a report for introverted men only. 7 steps to an amazing girlfriend. You know what will make that even better? If she targeted people in the tech services industry, IT guys. IT guys are notoriously bad at relationships because they stare at a computer screen all day, right? The IT professional's guide to getting an amazing girlfriend, ... even if you're introverted and shy. That's her perfect client. Boom. Now she's attracting them, right? 7 steps to an amazing girlfriend. That's how we would make that a little better. Here's another one. 5 unusual ways to get more referrals. Let's say our perfect person is a luxury real estate broker or agent, right? Our perfect customer is we want someone who sells luxury real estate. 5 unusual ways to get more high-end luxury buyers to tell all of their friends to list their house with you. Simple. right? We're calling out to the perfect person, okay? Here's another one. How to sell more houses without working weekends. I don't know why I'm on a real estate kick right now, but I've helped a lot of real estate people. I had a big real estate coaching company as a client recently. That's probably why this is in my mind. So how to sell more houses without working weekends, okay? If we're going after traditional, just standard issue, rank and file realtors, that's what they hate. They hate those weekend open houses, man. How to sell more houses without working weekends. Whatever their biggest desired result is, if you can help them with it, you put out a free report that just gives them the basic steps on how to do that. So that's part one of that. All right, so let me kind of walk you through where we are. Number one, we target them. I like to use Facebook ads. It's just right now, I'm telling you, it's getting better and better. So why not go where the fish are biting? That's where they're biting, right? So here's what the ad looks like. Attention headline readers. New body copy reveals offer and benefits. Click here to see an opt-in page. Attention luxury realtors. Free report reveals how to get high-end buyers to tell all of their friends about you. Click here to get it. Simple, right? And instead of a picture of me there, of course, you'd have a different picture. All right, so where do you send them now? Okay, what kind of web page do they go to? Well, here's one I like, and I drew this out for you, by the way. I'll give you some real examples here in a minute. I'll show you some other people's. I'll show you mine. But you send them to a very basic opt-in page. Now, you've got to be thinking, man, that is the dumbest looking layout I've ever seen. I'm giving you this layout because it works. You have a little graphical representation of the thing you're giving away with a headline, name, email, limited copy. That's it. How do I know this works? Well, for my own personal testing, but it's not just me. Brendan Burchard sent me an email a while back. He said, you know what, man? This is my highest converting opt-in page ever. Look at it. Headline, graphical representation of the thing they're getting, right? A little bit of copy, opt-in form. Simple. Here's one by one of the smartest marketers on the planet, Dean Jackson, right? This is to help realtors. He does a lot of work in real estate as well. The secret psychology of why people refer real estate agents and how to be the only one they refer. What is this really? It's a picture of the report, okay? A little bit of copy, opt-in form. The end. So the question is, well, how do we build these? Where do you get them? Okay, well, this is so easy for us right now. So simple in terms of getting things like this done. We have no excuses. If you want like pre-built templates for this that you don't even have to host on your own website, check out leadpages.net. They've been around forever. They're a great company. Clay Collins runs that. Great fellow. You want something a little bit more complex and robust? There's a higher end service called unbounce.com. You can build all kinds of things from scratch and customize it. There's another one called megaphoneapp.com. This was developed by the folks who built Kajabi. Great service, template based. They host it on their stuff for you. It's amazing. You can have a little simple form like that, a little simple opt-in page built like that in 15 minutes. You have to know nothing about tech stuff to use Lead Pages or Megaphone app. If you like WordPress, you can use optimizepress.com. I am a super dork. I use all four of these because I'm the kind of guy who buys everything. I'm one of those people, right? So pick one. It doesn't matter. There's so many tools out there you can use. It doesn't matter. Let's just get it going. It's a very simple opt-in page giving away a free report. So you got to be thinking, okay, dude, you're making this sound too easy, right? Well, I am. Okay, so yes, there is more to it. You can't just have them opt in for the free report and then do nothing. See, the big mistake people make is they opt in for the free report. The free report is excellent, and within the free report it says, hey, contact me to become a client. Well, here's the thing. Most of them aren't even going to read the free report. Should it still be excellent? Absolutely. If they read it, they need to think this is the greatest thing ever. The ones who read it are going to be the easiest ones to sell. But you have to immediately start offering to help them beyond the simple report you've given them. That is where the irresistible intrigue process comes in, right? So if you remember that little map I flashed on the screen for you earlier, this is like step 3 or something, right? Send some traffic, opt-in page, present them with an irresistible intrigue offer. This is the secret sauce for me. This offer structure has made me so much money and gotten so many clients and done so in a way that's created so much goodwill in my marketplace that if you get nothing from today's presentation, I urge you to use this as much as you can in your business and write me and tell me how well it worked for you, because it will work very, very well. There are several steps. I'll walk you through each one. I'll go over the overview, and then actually I'll just tell you exactly what to say. How about that? So step number 1, offer to help for free. Step number 2, explain the benefits of your help. Step number 3, let's think about this for a minute, by the way. You've just offered to help for free, all right? You could do this in a letter, a sales letter on a web page. You could do it in a video. You could do it at the end of a webinar. It doesn't really matter. So you said, hey, I'm willing to help you for free. Here's all the stuff I'm going to help you with. What do you think your client, your prospect is going to be thinking right now? They're going to be thinking, why in the world is this person offering to do this for me for free? Now we're going to go completely opposite of what you're used to hearing right now. You know what we're going to do? We're going to be completely 100% upfront and honest with these people. You're going to say, the reason I'm doing this for you is because a percentage of the people I do this for want to become my client. I'm a consultant or I'm a coach. I specialize in helping people get XYZ result. Now, what are they doing? You just flat out told them that you have something for sale. Do you think they're going to be saying, oh my gosh, please take my money? A tiny percentage of them actually will, but most of them, now they're like, oh, wait a minute, this guy's going to try to sell me something. So in this step, you eliminate their sales fear. You say, hey, this isn't a sales pitch in disguise. I'm really going to help you. I believe in letting the value of what I've given you for free do all of the selling for me, right? There's a better way to say it. I'm going to show you in a minute. Our next step, now they're not as skeptical now, but they're still skeptical. So just saying that, of course, everyone says, oh, this is going to be a sales pitch in disguise. Then they hammer them, You're not going to do that, right? You're going to be really, really good to these people. So we still have to do more than just promise it's not a sales pitch in disguise. So our next step is the one that really turns the power on. You create irresistibility and intrigue through what's called extreme risk elimination and reversal. All right? So I'll show you what to say in a minute, but basically now this has them wanting to chase you. They're like, okay, this person's for real. Let's get going. And now what you do, the next step is takeaway. You say, hey, wait a minute. I'm not going to do this for just anyone. You have to meet some criteria. Remember, I said we want to be very, very picky. All right. And our next phase is we make them qualify themselves to us. All right. So instead of you chasing them, they come to you. I don't want to chase anybody, do you? I mean, it works, but hey, if you can have them chasing you, which would you prefer? Okay. So let me walk you through exactly what to do. All right. Let's just stick with the real estate theme for whatever reason. I guess it's because I've been working with so many real estate folks lately, helping them. All right, let's say we are consulting specifically for realtors. All right, and these are realtors who sell expensive stuff. So step number 1 is offer to help for free. We would say something, this could be in a letter, this could be in a video, this could be at the end of a webinar, it doesn't really matter, right? You could say, would you like me to give you a plan to double your listings every month for free? All right. That was easy. That's one sentence. Step 1 is one sentence. Pretty simple. Step number 2 is we can't just say, they're not just going to say yes. We got to kind of sell them on that plan, right? So step number 2 is explain the benefits of the help you're going to give them. You'd say, I'm happy to help you design a custom marketing plan for your territory, identify your perfect target market of prospective home sellers, and show you how to have them coming to you, asking you to sell their houses for them. This way, you'll be able to get more listings without having to talk to tire kickers or unrealistic people who want to waste your time. That is 2 sentences, by the way. That's not too hard to write 2 sentences, really. I mean, think about it. We can do that. We can crank out 2 sentences. Okay. Now, what do you think they're going to be thinking right now? Exactly what I said. Why would they be doing this for me? Okay. Well, here's where we're going to be. We're going to be so much different than everybody else. We're going to be the only people in the marketplace to actually shoot them straight. We're going to say, hey, here's why we're doing this, right? I offered this service because I'm a consultant specializing exclusively in helping luxury real estate agents attract and secure more listings and sales. And there's a good possibility your market has a large pocket of underserved luxury homeowners who would be very responsive to the marketing plan I'll be giving you for free. And if you find the plan I create for you valuable, you might want to become a client. If this is the case, my rates start at $48.60 per month. Whoa, good Lord, hang on a minute. Are you crazy, Frank? You're telling them your fees in advance? Yeah. Look, to close a consulting contract or to close a group coaching thing, you almost always have to talk to somebody. That takes your time. That takes your effort. Do you want to talk to someone who knows how much who knows how much you charge and they're ready to go, or do you want to have to pull the whole surprise? It costs this much and then defend the price. It's your choice. You could do it either way. I'm telling you, it's a lot more effective if they already know what you charge and they're excited to work with you, right? So now, what do you think they're thinking? They're like, oh my gosh, okay, well, no wonder this person's going to try to charge me $60,000 a year almost for consulting. Forget about it. This is crazy. So this is where we have step number 4, which is to eliminate sales fear, right? So you see where I have at the bottom of the screen, it says, however, and now we go into step 4, all right? With that said, please understand that I'm not offering you a sales pitch in disguise. I promise not to pressure you or pester you in any way at all. In fact, if you feel like I've wasted even 1 second of your time, all right, so that's all. It's 3 sentences. We got this. Each step is just a few sentences. This is not hard, right? You can do it. Okay, so 3 sentences. So now what we got to do, we got to move on to step 5. This is the magic. This is we are now creating irresistibility and intrigue plus risk elimination and reversal. All right, so we just said, hey, if you think well, here, let me read it again. If you feel I've wasted even 1 second of your time, let me know and I'll immediately write you a check for X dollars to compensate you for your time. So what are you doing right now? You're literally saying, hey, I'm going to help you so much. If you think my help was a waste of your time, I'm going to give you some money. All right, so what do you think they're going to be thinking right now? Good Lord, this has got to be good. Otherwise, this person wouldn't make this ridiculous type of offer to me. Okay? They're intrigued. You have them. They are now fascinated with you. You are now miles ahead of and above everyone else in your marketplace because you're the only person who comes right out and says that. We haven't talked about how great you are. We haven't shown off pictures of your house. We haven't talked about credentials. They don't care about that stuff. They care about, can this person help me? What are you offering to do for them? Demonstrate you can help them by actually helping them. Now, I get it. I know. You're like, dude, man, that's risky. People could end up screwing me out of money. Yes, they can. That's why we have the next step, which is takeaway, non-selling. Remember, the cardinal rule of success is to only deal with qualified people. Only be working with your perfect person. So you got to make them qualify themselves. You say, but before we go further, you need to know that I can't help everyone. I can only be of benefit to realtors who are, and then we start listing our ideal client criteria, right? Well respected in their markets, willing to advertise, able to sell the listings I help them get. So whatever your perfect client criteria is, that's what you would list right here. So for me, mine says, hey, I can only help people who have a big list of X amount of people or more, usually like 50,000 people or more, who are actively advertising and getting traffic, and who do this kind of work. And I refuse to work with people who are get-rich-quick people, business opportunity people, or boiler room people, right? So I'm filtering out undesirable people. Okay, so we've said, hey, I'm only willing to talk to you and extend this offer if you meet this criteria. Now, what happens if you offer something that someone's interested in and then you start taking it away? It's human nature. It's psychology 101. It causes them to want to chase you. Okay, so the next step is now we make them qualify themselves to you. We tell them, hey, here's what to do next. Schedule a planning session with me by simply clicking the link below. So let's say you're doing this, it could be a sales letter, a VSL, a little video, it doesn't matter, right? So have them click the link. You'll see a form with a few questions about your business and what you're looking to accomplish. Once I have that information, I'll do some market research for you and set up a time to go over it together. So here's what this process gives you, all right? Now look, we have written probably a grand total of 10 sentences to create this offer, by the way. You're not writing a novella here. High-end people have things to do, okay? So, boom, you're right to the point. It's real hard to resist this type of offer for the right person. Here's what it gives you. Here's the net effect of this whole thing. Number one, a targeted group of highly responsive prospects who know what you have to offer, they know how much you charge, and they are literally asking you to help them right now. Like, what could be better than that? They know your prices, they know what you're doing, and they're like, yep, I want to talk to you, okay? Think about this. They wouldn't be asking you to help them if they weren't interested in becoming your client. Okay, so it's not like this is going to be some kind of high-pressure, hard-closing sales process. All right, so this is unbelievable. So everyone who's listening to this going, man, but I don't want to talk to the wrong people. They've applied. They have given you the information you asked for. You make them fill out an application. You don't talk to them if their application doesn't pass muster. You say, I'm sorry, I don't think we're a good fit. Thank you so much for your interest. Here are some articles that might help you or whatever. I don't talk to everybody who applies to become my client. No way. That's crazy, right? I've even made them fill out an application and leave a deposit to talk to me, and I still don't talk to everybody. I say, oh, no, I'm bad fit. Here's your deposit back. Thanks so much. Here's some free stuff, maintain the goodwill, but I'm not going to risk my time unless it's a perfect person. By the way, I've never had to have someone talk to me and had to give them any money, ever. Because I'm talking to the perfect people, therefore I can help them instantly on the phone. I can help them, no problem. So let me show you how to do this now. There's a lot of ways you can do this, okay? So I'm going to give you multiple examples. I'm going to walk you through some actual campaigns. So we're going to crush this today. You're really going to be happy that you took this class with me right now. So first of all, here is the direct approach, okay? So I run an ad, right? Run it to cold people on Facebook. Say, it's a little better written than this. Attention headline readers, new body copy reveals offer and benefits. All right, so this is kind of the one I was telling you about, actually. So they go to my website, they fill in, they opt in there on the site, and then here's what my irresistible intrigue offer looks like, right? This one was written forever ago. It has still worked. I need to change the date when I use this thing. Remind me to do that. All right, it says, would you like me to double, triple, or even quadruple your business for free? Guess what this is presented in? It is a PDF. I actually email them a PDF. So they see an ad, they enter their name and email address to find out about working together. I email them a PDF. That's it. They read the PDF, then they apply. Here's another example. All right, I do it in video, and I made the video screenshot appear. So same thing, an ad. This ad goes to an opt-in page. I'm going to show you the actual opt-in page in a minute. This is to sell my professional services coaching, right? And then they see a video. This is a 56-minute video of me showing them some cool stuff. At the end of the video, I make the irresistible intrigue offer. I've also done it with webinars. I've used webinars tons of times to sell group coaching. It's great, right? So here's a webinar I did. Same thing. Ad, webinar registration page looks about like this. Webinar, at the end of the webinar, I make the irresistible intrigue offer. Every time, here's how much it costs, here's why I'm doing it. It's not a sales pitch in disguise. If you think I've wasted your time, I'll give you some money, but I'm not going to do it for everybody. You have to be the perfect person, right? So what do we do? Let's say this works, because we know this works. This is like, who wouldn't respond to this? You put this type of irresistible intrigue offer in front of the right person, whether it's a sales letter on PDF, whether it's in a video, whether it's at the end of a webinar, it doesn't matter. You put it in front of the right people, they are going to respond. But now what, right? So let's say they've responded. They said, yeah, man, I want to talk to you. Let's go. Put your money where your mouth is. How do you do it? How do you deliver that value and convert them into sales? Well, I'll tell you my personal approach. I'll walk you through exactly how I do it. My prospects go through the exact same thing I just showed you, right? So that's real. Everything I showed you, I'm actually doing it. I offer to tell them how to generate massive profits and all of that kind of stuff. No one, after going through one of those conversations with me, no one's ever said, hey, give me the penalty, ever. When they request an appointment to talk to me, they're leaving a deposit, first of all. You don't have to make them leave a deposit. I just do. It's another filter, right? When they request that appointment to talk to me, they fill out a form with some questions. I'm asking them their website, their list size, what last year's sales volume was, what their sales goals are, what their biggest challenges are. Now, why am I doing that? Because if they don't answer right, I'm not going to talk to them. If their website has no website yet, if their list size is 0, if their last year's sales volume is 0, if their sales goals is $10,000 a year, and their biggest challenge is everybody sucks and I'm a genius, I'm not going to talk to them, right? They're not my perfect person. I cannot help that person. That's why I have them do that. That's what I want you to do as well. So I'm only scheduling appointments with people after I've read their answers. I check them out, and I make sure I can help them. So I'm not getting on the phone with someone unless I know I'm going to win, right? So before I get on the phone with them, I already know what I'm going to advise them to do. And that leads us to the next phase. This is the final phase. You're going to love this phase, by the way. If you like helping people and you don't want to be pushy, you don't want to be like a telemarketer, you're going to love it. I call it the collaborative close method. So first off, never talk to someone unless they're perfect. I think we've kind of hammered that point home, all right? So you're never talking to them unless they're the perfect person. They've asked you to call them. They've scheduled the time with you. They've come to you. They're very hot leads. They need and they want your help, okay? They know how much you charge even. So no, you're not having to do any of this typical surprise, it's $20,000, and then dealing with objections, right? They're already in the game. All they're wanting you to do is demonstrate you can help them. That's easy. So you close your sales on the phone or in person by, believe it or not actually selling them. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate you can help them by actually helping them and then offering to help them even more. You know what I'm going to do for you on this training right now? I'm going to tell you exactly what to say to close the sale. All right? I think that'll be easier, don't you think? I'll just tell you what to say. Let me walk you through the process, okay? There's a scripted structure to follow. So this is a 3-phase process. The first phase is called collaborative bridge building. All right? So the first thing we want to do is we want to find out where they want to be. Okay, I understand on your application to talk to me, you said you wanted to, X, Y, Z, right? And then they say yes, so you just want to make sure you got everything right. Then you find out where they are now. Okay, so and it sounds like you're doing 1, 2, 3 right now. Is that about right? Yep. Okay, and then you ask them questions to lead them towards the right steps they need to take. And based on the answers to those questions, you help them formulate a plan of action, right? So to give you kind of a graphic of it, the money is made in that middle part, that bridge, where you're showing them how to get from where they are to where they want to be. So how do we do it? Well, this is phase 2. This is the collaborative bridge building example, the questions in the process here. All right. So the first thing you want to realize is if you go to them and say, okay, here's what you need to do, 1, 2, 3, it's not going to be as effective. They must participate in coming up with the plan. So your job is to know the plan in advance and then ask them leading questions to get them to collaboratively come up with the solution. All right. If you just say, do this instead, they're going to naturally have resistance. Right. People don't want to be told what to do. They want to feel like they're part of the process. It's human nature. So we have two choices. We can fight human nature. Or we can go with it. I always suggest going with it. Okay. And in this case, they're also going to take ownership of the solution. So they're going to be more likely to be good clients because you came up with the plan together. So here's where we are. All right. First of all, I'm going to establish where they are. You're at $1 million and you want to be at 2 million. Okay. So I asked them, hey, where do you want to be? They said at 2 million. I said, where are you? They say, I'm at 1 million. Okay, so now I'm going to start asking them questions. How many customers are you getting per month right now? All right, so if I know that one of the things that they need to do to get to 2 million is to start selling more stuff to their existing customer base, I'm not going to say, hey, you need to sell more stuff to your existing customer base. Instead, I'm going to say, how many customers are you getting per month right now? They'll answer me, and then I might say something like, do you think there's an opportunity to start selling more to your existing customer base? Right? If they say yes, I go down that path. If they say no, I take a different approach. But of course, who's going to say no to that, right? So they say, well, yeah, probably. And then I might say, okay, what do you think they'd like to buy the most? Okay. And then they might tell me, well, you know what? I'm selling tires. And what they really want to buy, in addition to these tires, are hubcaps. I'd say, okay, do they even make hubcaps anymore? I think they do. But anyway, whatever. Let's go with hubcaps, all right? I just dated myself there. Okay, so say, all right, what do you think would happen if we offered them those hubcaps? And they would tell us, well, you know, they'd probably buy them, all right? So then I might say something like, well, what percentage of them do you think would buy them? Right? And they might say, well, gosh, I think probably 10%. I say, okay, what's the average profit margin per set of hubcaps? They say $1,000. I say, well, okay, 10% of, you're getting 1,000 customers a month, and 10% of them is 100 customers. And if you're at $1,000 profit per set of hubcaps, that's $100,000 extra revenue. Is that right? Yep, that's right. Now, what has that person just done? He just told me the value of my service right there. All I got to do is show him how to do the very thing he said is going to work. Right? Now, I knew that was the thing to do, but if I came right at him and said, hey, okay, what you need to do, Jim, you need to start selling these hubcaps. Here's why. Not going to work as well. Okay? So he is helping me build this plan. All right? I might say, okay, what is your current sales process like? All right? So you're at $1 million. You want to be at 2 million. You're getting 1,000 customers a month. Tell me what's happening. He'd say, well, they go to my website and they buy the tires and then they leave. I might say, well, do you think we might get some money if we added some one-click upsells? So right after they buy the tire, they might have the ability to buy like some tire cleaning equipment or whatever. And he might say, yeah. I say, okay. Now right there, if he says yes, I'm going to say, okay, well, what do you think they'd buy? He's going to tell me, man, I think they buy this tire cleaner stuff. I mean, it makes sense. What's the profit margin in the tire cleaner? Well, it's about $100 a set. Okay, great. What percentage do you think they might take it? Well, probably 12%. Okay, well, that's 120 times $100. That's an additional whatever, $12,000 in revenue. Is that right? I think that's right. You don't want to do math on a webinar, right? So $12,000. Now, we just figured out how to make this guy an extra $112,000 a month, by the way. We've exceeded the extra $1 million in annual revenue already. But you can just keep going. And you say, okay, well, what happens if they come to your website, they start to fill out the form to buy the tires, but then they abandon the cart? What happens? He's going to say nothing, right? Because nobody really does anything properly, thankfully. All right. So I say, oh man, gosh, okay. What do you think would happen if we built a little sequence that had someone call them and say, hey, was there a problem with the order? How can I help you? Would you like a $25 discount? Whatever it takes to get that deal, right? What do you think would happen if we ran a 4-day cash machine sale automatically to everyone who hasn't bought within the first 5 weeks of your funnel? Boom. Man, I think that would work. Okay? So here's what we're doing right now. I'm asking him leading. I know the answers. You don't want to just tell them the answers. You want to get them to participate in creating the plan. Here's why, right? Now you know where he is. You know where he wants to go, or she. I'm just saying he a lot. I work mostly with male business owners for whatever reason, right? So you know where they want to go. Now we're asking them these questions. We know what to do. We just want them to participate. So our next phase here is that you're writing everything down. There's a whole process for it. I can give you the worksheets and everything for it. But for now, here's what you do, right? So the next phase is now we have the prescription. See, most people who try this stuff, they go straight into prescription. They want to show off. Hey, Jim, I understand you want to be at $2 million a year. Here's the 15 things you need to do. Give me some money. That doesn't work. You got to ask them those questions. You have to collaborate. So now he's told you everything that needs to happen. So you then just feed it right back to them. Jim, based on what you've told me, it sounds like we could generate immediate cash by offering this hubcap set to your existing buyers. It sounds like we could also generate immediate revenue by running a 4-day cash machine promotion to your unconverted leads. Then going forward, it sounds like we should start deploying one-click upsells in your sales process immediately. And we could also add a 4-day cash machine to your follow-up sequence, right? Now, here's the thing. I'm telling him the stuff that he told me. Now, I knew this was going to work, but remember, I've asked him the questions to get him to tell me everything. Here's what percentage I think would buy. Here's the revenue that I think we would make if we did this. I'm not telling him, he's telling me. So now, here is exactly how to close this, right? So remember, this person knows what you're charging. They have asked you to help them. You have collaborated together for an actionable plan. You're not dealing with someone you can't help, right? You're dealing with the perfect person. It's a 2-step closing process. All right, here we go. This is the pre-closing question. Man, I'm really building this up. This is so simple. You're going to love this. I say, okay, does this sound like a pretty good plan to you? What's he going to say? No, I came up with it, Frank, but I think it's a terrible plan. Of course he's going to say, yes, it sounds like an effective plan. Number one, because it is, right? You know what you're doing. You're not going to advise a guy to do something stupid, okay? You have your area of expertise. I have mine, right? And the client has collaborated. Yeah, man. This is, heck yeah, I never thought of it this way. This is great. I love it. All right? That's part one of the closing, okay? Here's the final phase. Here's how you close it. Would you like me to help you implement this plan going forward? Simple. That's it. The end. If you do it right, most of them are going to say, yeah, absolutely. Why are they going to say yes, absolutely? Because they already told me how much it's worth to them to do it. I haven't had to tell them. They've told me, right? Beautiful thing. So this is the collaborative close formula. I have used this, all that revenue I showed you at the very beginning of this presentation, everything I'm showing you right now as a result of all of this, that's the revenue that's come in. This is how I have done it right here. Never confrontational, never hypey, always helpful. Even if they don't become a client, they love me. They're like, man, you know what? Whatever. Sometimes people will apply and they just want to kick the tires or whatever. I don't care. It's not that many of them. I don't deal with any of that. Hey, yeah, but I'm like, okay, fine. If they say no, I'm like, all right, great, man. Is there anything else I can help you with? They said, no, this was awesome. Thanks. That's it. Never had anyone say, hey, you pay me the penalty. You wasted my time. Why? Because they've come up with a good plan. We did it together. All right. So like I just told you, this very same method I outlined to you is what I personally have used to generate $6,927,944 and counting in revenue. I've done it in coaching, consulting, and professional services. And all of these models, whether you're group coaching, one-on-one consulting, or you're actually doing stuff with or for them, these are incredibly lucrative, stress-free, fun, and respectable revenue streams that are very simple to add to your business or to offer exclusively. Plenty of people just do this type of stuff only. So if you'd like me to give you my complete blueprint and help you create your dream practice, I would be delighted to help you. I will personally lead you through a 6-week online class where I work with you and show you exactly how to generate leads, turn them into clients, and ensure that your clients get great results and are happy. That's really only 3 things we got to do, right? Generate leads, turn them into clients, keep clients happy. Very simple business. So our mission for you is to get paying clients before the class is even over. That's what I want. Am I guaranteeing you're going to get that? No, don't know you. I'm talking to my laptop microphone right now, right? I could have Charles Manson on the other end of this thing listening to me from prison. But that's what I want to have happen. That's our mission together. So if you take this, here's what I'm giving you, right? The name of the class is called the Client Acquisition System. This is specifically for people who want to do consulting, group coaching, or run professional services such as attorneys, such as mediators, such as financial planners, such as people who run copywriting agencies, advertising agencies. This client acquisition system is perfect for those types of businesses. So here's what we're going to do. If you want to identify your highest paying clients, I gave you an idea of how to do it, but there's a process I want to show you. If you want to identify your highest paying work, that means your most valuable contribution, right? Why would you do anything other than the stuff that is the highest paying work? I learned a long time ago, my highest paying work is generating campaigns for people. Just structuring campaigns. That makes me the most money, right? That's all I do. In this capacity, that's all I do. All right, man, I want you to run this. I want you to say this, do this, do this. Highest level work. Why would I do anything else? You have the same set of skills. You have some skills that make a lot of money, some skills that are okay. I want you to identify the most profitable skills and only do that because you're going to be happiest. If you want to consistently attract the perfect clients who pay you for the perfect work and you want to convert them into sales using that methodology I've just shared with you, where it's super friendly, everybody loves dealing with you, you're like the nicest person ever and they're paying you, and you want to customize your business to suit your lifestyle, and you want to only do your highest value and most rewarding work, then this is for you. All right? So here's how we're going to do it. It's a 6-week course. Week number 1, we come up with really solid idea of exactly how much income you want to make. I guarantee you whatever you wrote down today is not enough, right? Whatever you wrote down today is probably not really enough to get you what you want, which is ultimately going to be freedom, right? We both know we're not in business because we just love slaving away every day. We're in business because we want to have enough revenue to do whatever we want to do. We want to have the choices. You probably did not set a high enough revenue target. I'm going to help you identify exactly what the proper revenue target would be. In week number 1, we're going to identify your best prospects, and we're going to choose which model is best suited for you. Is one-on-one, or is it group, or is it professional services? Which one is it, right? I'll help you determine this in week number 1. Okay, week number 2, we're going to create confidence and authority within your marketplace. Remember, it's not about talking about how good you are. It's about instilling confidence in you within your marketplace, establishing that authority so they are coming to you. There's a formula for it. I'm going to show you something called omnipresence. Being everywhere in front of just the right people everywhere. So man, whenever they think of whatever it is you're doing, they think of you. When people think about building marketing systems in their business, they think about me. Why? Because I have engineered that through omnipresence. All right. I'm going to show you authority positioning for consultants, coaches, and service providers. Right? They want to see you as the absolute top authority in your field. That is by design. That doesn't just happen by accident. There's a process to do. I'm going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to show you how to generate premium brand positioning, because I want you to be the premium person in your marketplace. There's no valor in being the cheapest in your marketplace. You're going to get cheap clients that don't get the good results because they don't do anything. You want to be the most expensive person in your marketplace. You need less clients. Your clients are nicer. They're of higher caliber. They will actually get results and do what you tell them to do because they're solid people. They're invested. Week number 3, all about getting prospects and leads. Here's the thing. I'm going to walk you through this here in a minute. There are only 3 primary campaigns to use. I'll show you what they are. And I'll give you screenshots. We're not done. I'm not done teaching you, by the way. Don't go anywhere. All right. So I'm going to show you the 3 campaigns. All right. Week number 4, how do you close them? There's actually 3 ways to close. I showed you collaborative close. There's 2 more. Okay. So we're going to drill on that. You're going to get perfect. You're going to be like a well-oiled machine in week number 4. Week number 5, hey, now that we're getting them, what are we doing to keep them happy? Right? I mean, the worst thing you can do is get a ton of clients and then you're not able to service them all. They're mad at you. Okay, so there is a structure to doing these 3 models to make sure everybody's happy and really, really thrilled, and to do it in a way that you're not a slave to the business. I'll show you how to do it because I've done it and it's worked really, really well. Week number 6 is called sniper traffic. This is how to actually get cold traffic from complete strangers using advertising, but only to the tiny group of people that are actually most likely to buy. I don't want you to go out and spend a fortune on ads. That's just a waste. Not in this business. You just don't need it, right? So in week number 6, I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, well, how much is it? All right, if it's so great, how much does this thing cost? Well, here's the thing. In 2013, I started teaching consultants exclusively how to get clients. I created a class called the Advanced Consulting Class. When I first released it, I taught it live, and it sold for $7,800. Then I taught a recorded version of it, and I made it evergreen and sold it for $2,860. What I've done is I have rebuilt that class entirely. And I built it for coaches and consultants and professional service providers, and I've included all the stuff I've learned in the past 3 years, which is a major upgrade. So it's a brand new class, right? So at the very least, this should cost, at the very least, $2,860, because that's what Advanced Consulting Class costs, and it has sold for years. It's sold literally millions of dollars worth of that class since 2013. But here's what I want to do for you. I want to give you as a bonus, because you're here, and man, we've been working together, like an hour and a half or something. Because you're here, I want to give you a $1,000 discount off of this. I want to make this a no-brainer for you. So you can save $1,000 right now. It's one payment of $1,860. If you want to break it up into 2 payments, it's $930. 2 payments of $930. Whichever one you want to do. And to make this even more appealing to you, I want to give you a $10,000 bonus called Millionaire Marketing Formulas. This is a live recording of a seminar, a video recording of a seminar that Brendan Burchard and I did. We charged $10,000 per person, and the seminar walked the audience through every promotion we've ever built that has done over $1 million in revenue. Now, why would you want this? Number 1, you could probably use some of the stuff we're teaching for your own business. Number 2, I know a lot of people out there are doing business coaching and consulting. I want you to help your clients using some of this stuff. So I want you to take what worked for us, find ways to implement it in your client's business so they'll see results. They'll be happy. They'll refer you. They'll keep paying you, right? Number 3, I think this is priceless. I'm going to give you my offline business direct mail swipe file. My first high ticket clients have been through direct mail, which is weird, isn't it? You'd think, oh, well, Frank's an internet guy. I am, but I also use the mail The mail is one of the easiest ways in the world to get clients if you do it right. I'm going to give you all of my letters and walk you through how they worked and when to send them and who to send them to and how to model them for your practice, whether it's coaching, whether it's consulting, whether it's professional services. The mail is amazing, right? So that's your third bonus. So let me walk you through these weeks now. Oh, by the way, if you want this, you need to click on the link right here in this webinar and get enrolled today. The reason why is this is gone. After the webinar is gone. This isn't like, oh yeah, everyone just save $1,000 off of this class. This is easily worth $7,800. I'm giving it to you for $1,860 today. You can save $1,000 off of the retail price of this because you're on this webinar and you're obviously committed. You enrolled in the webinar, you showed up, you've been with me this entire time. You were committed to making this work for your business. And let's face it, this isn't a lot of money. $1,860 is a joke, okay? We're talking about a business where each client is going to be worth on a monthly basis, whatever you want to charge. You know, for me, it's $9,750. If I can learn how to get 1/3 of one of those, I've just about doubled my money in the investment in this class. This is not a difficult decision, okay? So go ahead, click the box, and let's get enrolled right now. Let me tell you what we're going to do in week number 1, all right? Let me tell you how to structure all of this, how I want you to start approaching your business. So first thing we want to do, we're going to figure out what your highest value contribution is. So here's the thing. You're probably like me, right? There's tons of stuff that you could do for a customer or a client. Like I could write copy, I could do launches for them, okay? I could script videos for them. Personally, my highest value contribution is building systems, finding out where the money is not being made and building systems to get that money. All right, so I love to build automated campaigns, to structure out and blueprint automated campaigns for companies. That is the highest value contribution I can give to them because they build it, it works immediately, and then it's something that will continue to generate revenue as long as they use it. All right, so for me, that's what it is. For you, it's going to be a specific thing. Now, here's the thing. Once you find out what that is, now you say, okay, what client can I apply that to so they can get the biggest and fastest and most significant results? And that's going to be your ideal person. Now, there's a formula for doing that, right? So you say, okay, what is it that I'm the best at? What makes the clients the most money? What type of client is going to get the biggest, fastest, most impactful result from my highest value contribution? Now, once we figure those things out, I'm telling you, the rest of your business is gravy. Because if you're only doing your perfect work with your perfect people, you are not actually working. You're in the zone. You're in flow all the time. Right? That's a pretty good life to have because if your work is fun and you're not working, you're getting paid to do the easiest thing in the world for you. So that's good with the people you like. So now it becomes, we know the highest value contribution. We know who your ideal client is, but what's your ideal work life? Are you like me? Do you always want to be grinding and working? I love it, by the way. I love working. So I went from not really liking to work very much to, I guess it's because I have 4 children. I'm like, man, I love it. I work every single day and I like it. I don't feel like it's work. You know, I got calls lined up tomorrow, calls lined up today, helping people architecting stuff, taking in equity positions in other companies to helping them, getting consulting fees, making new courses. I like it. Are you like that? Or do you want to have a lifestyle business, right? When I first started doing consulting, it was Monday through Friday from 9 till noon. Those were the only hours I talked to clients. Which one do you want to do? Whatever you want to do is okay, but we need to identify it, right? So I'm going to show you how to identify that. And then once we have that, then we start structuring the business around how you want it to be. So the first step is the ideal model, okay? There are 3 models. You got consulting, which is one-on-one. You've got group coaching. And then you have services. Group coaching, of course, is one-to-many. Services is something like if you run Facebook ads for people, if you're an advertising agency, if you're a financial planner, things like that. There's 3 models that this stuff is good for. Okay, which of these models is best for you? You might be consulting and you might say, man, you know, I don't want to be on the phone all day. I only want to be on the phone like once or twice a week. No problem. Sounds like group coaching is for you. Maybe you're like, man, I want to have a deeper impact on my clients. I love this kind of stuff. You might want to do consulting. Or you might say, man, you know, I find that I'm advising my clients on what to do. They're not doing anything. You might want to switch to services and actually start having things done for them. Whichever one is right for you, but we've got to find it. All right. So once we find that ideal model, then we can start reverse engineering what is actually going to be perfect for you. So you figure out, okay, we have our ideal model. We know your target income, which I'm telling you right now, whatever goal you wrote down, it probably isn't enough. You'll see when you take week number 1. Have you considered taxes? Have you considered investments? Have you considered savings? Have you set aside a fund budget? Right? So we got to figure that target income. You got your ideal model. You have your target income. That instantly allows us to figure out, okay, if my ideal model is, I only want to work Monday through Friday, 9 till noon, that means I'm going to have to charge X amount per client because I can only take X amount of clients, right? Once we have that, boom, now we have the plan of attack. See that middle dot, how many clients? Now you know how many clients, what model, who the perfect client is, what your perfect work is. Now you got a plan of attack. Without this plan of attack, everything else is pointless. This is why week number 1 is so important. So even if you took this class and week number 1 and you just got sidetracked and only took week number 1, still going to be worth the pittance that I'm charging for it, which is $18.60. I'm telling you, this discount is going away. This isn't one of those things where it's just on my website forever. You got to be on this webinar to get this discount. If you're not taking advantage of this class, then you are not serious about growing this business, because I know it's not the money, right? You either don't want it, which is fine. You don't believe me, which if you don't, I apologize. I haven't helped you enough today. I haven't done my job, or you're just not committed. So if none of those 3 things are true, then you need to get enrolled in this class, because we are going to hit it hard in this thing. If you want to really help people and have this awesome structure in your business and start working with great clients, this is what to do. This works. I've only got 6 million something reasons as to why this works, right? So now what do? We have our plan of attack, right? You see how we've reverse engineered everything? The power of reverse engineering is very, very strong. Your clients never do it. You can be of value to people just walking them through this type of process, by the way. Week number 2 is now we start getting into omnipresence, right? Now, omnipresence means being everywhere, but only to the right people. So this is what separates this business and really intelligent marketing from typical quote-unquote internet marketing. Typical internet marketing is you got to be in front of the entire world. You got to have a huge tribe. Why? If they're not all customers, if they're not the perfect people who are going to give you money, you're just wasting time. The Russians call it making wind. You are just making wind. You're doing a lot of activity that accomplishes nothing, okay? So we want to be everywhere in front of only the right people. So how do you do it? First of all, you're going to have 3 core pillars. Now here's what this means, right? 3 core pillars means there's 3 primary messages that you're going to be sending out to the marketplace. You don't need to have tons and tons of content. There's 3 main pillars to your messaging. So for me, I'm all about, for this type of stuff, if I'm going just to consultants and coaches and service providers, my 3 core pillars are going to be hey, you got to work with the right clients. If you're choosing the wrong clients, your business sucks. If you choose the right clients, business is amazing. That's pillar number 1. That's message number 1. Message number 2 is, listen, you got to be doing the type of work that makes them the most money, gives them the biggest results, the fastest. If you're not doing that type of work for them, they're going to give you price resistance. It's going to be hard selling them. It's going to be hard keeping them. You're not going to be happy. You got to do the right work. That's my second pillar. Pillar number 3 is you got to make all of your marketing about the client. Everything's about the client. If you make your marketing about helping the client, you help them in advance of asking for money, they will chase you. Those are my 3 core pillars, right? So you start out, you identify your 3 core pillars of messaging that you want to send out into the marketplace. Once you have them, then we start putting those messages everywhere. You put it on social media in the form of ads, sponsored posts, articles, etc. By social media, by the way, I don't just mean Facebook. I mean Instagram. Yeah, I know hell has frozen over. I have railed against using Instagram for years, but if you're using it properly to drive them into a system, it makes sense. Instagram, Facebook, you want to put articles on blogs on your website. You want to contribute to other people's websites, right? Only to the ones that matter, right? I got contacted by a financial services organization, Insurance Newsnet, a financial services newspaper, like a magazine that goes out. They said, man, we want to run an article by you. Will you write us an article? I said, hell yes, I'll write you an article. Why? Because my perfect client for this type of stuff is a financial services advisor, right? If a financial services advisor sticks with doing the thing that makes him and his clients the most money and only works with perfect clients and uses my marketing systems to get them, they're going to love me for the rest of their life. So I said, of course I'll be in your magazine. Absolutely. Got tons of clients from it, right? You want to be on podcasts. Tell me if you've never done this. Right? You come across someone that you're interested in that hits a message that resonates with you, right? One of those 3 core pillars. And you're like, man, I like that. And then you go out and you find out that person has a podcast and you listen to every freaking episode of the podcast you can get. And then you go to YouTube and you start watching all of their videos. You're like, man, this is great. By the time it comes to make a buying decision from that person, do you think it's going to be really hard for you to buy? Or they're going to have to convince you? Or do you think it's going to be easy? It's going to be easy, right? Because you're constantly being hit with their 3 core pillars across multiple modalities. They are everywhere to you. You're the perfect customer. You want to be everywhere to the perfect customer. This happened to me with Dan Sullivan. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Dan Sullivan. He's a business strategist guy. He's got a $20,000 thing that you can join. I first heard of Dan Sullivan. He said something. It was in one of his talks. I don't even remember how I found it. But it was like, you should really focus on your highest value work and outsource everything else. I was like, man, that's really smart. I went out, I got every YouTube video I could of Dan Sullivan. I listened to all the interviews with him on every podcast I could. When it came time for me to pay him $20,000 to join the program, which was excellent, by the way, there was zero selling involved to me. It was like, I contacted them, can I please join the program, right? That is the benefit of being everywhere to the right person. Right? So if Dan Sullivan put that same message in front of a bunch of get-rich-quick people, it'd be a waste of time. You want to do it in front of the right people. That's what we do in week number 2. By the way, you tie all of these together. They all feed on each other, okay? And what these are going to do, ultimately, is now they're going to work together to cause you to have authority, positioning, and premium branding. It all starts with those 3 pillars. What are your 3 main messages you want to get out to the marketplace? You don't have to have anything complicated. 3 main things repeated over and over in different ways across multiple mediums, right in front of the perfect people, cause almost instant authority positioning and premium branding, right? So once we have that, we can start doing that immediately, by the way. Once we have that, now it's time to start deploying the 3 main campaigns. And you have low-hanging fruit. Now, who's going to be low-hanging fruit? Well, I'll tell you about it in a minute. You have low-hanging fruit, you have mid-level campaigns, and you have cold. What do they mean? Well, low-hanging fruit campaigns are this. By the way, if you haven't enrolled in this class right now, you're crazy. Okay? I'm telling you, this is how to get clients. It's not like we need to go out and build something with 9 million clients, right? You probably need, under 50 or something to have the goals that you want, right? And you're probably not charging enough, by the way. You're likely, if I could tell you anything, it's likely to go ultra premium. I started out charging inexpensively for consulting. Remember I told you it's $97.50 a month? That's actually partially true. It's $97.50 a month plus equity. So it's plus a percentage of the company, by the way. Expand the horizons. Anyway, lowest hanging fruit. What is it? Well, here's the deal. Almost everybody's got a warm audience. It's going to be a lot easier to sell than other segments of your market, right? So for example, you probably have people who follow you on Facebook. You have an existing list. You have people that maybe you go to the same church. Maybe you're part of the same club, same organization or whatever. This is your lowest hanging fruit. These are people who, to a degree, already want what you have and just need to be presented with the right offer. Remember when I said we want to build omnipresence? What does omnipresence create? A whole lot of low-hanging fruit. That's what that creates. That Dan Sullivan story, I'm sure that's been repeated a gazillion times for him. Another one, Grant Cardone, right? I'm a huge fan of Grant Cardone. I do some stuff with Grant Cardone, by the way. I've engineered systems for Grant, right? Work with his company, help him out, make him money. I listened to something from that guy, and I went out and I subscribed to the podcast, listened to it every single day at the gym, probably listened to like 60 podcasts in a 40-day period. Just bam, 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 constantly. Because I was into it, man. I was the perfect person. I was like, man, I got to hear this is great. I'm loving this kind of stuff. This is what I want you to build. When you build the stuff, you have built-in low-hanging fruit. You probably already have some that we can exploit. Let me show you how the campaign structure works, right? So let me translate this now into you getting paid. Notice I switched the color to really get your attention here. So watch this. This is simple. We're going to people now who know who you are. They want what you have. This is the easiest, right? So, first of all, an ad stating the offer for service, okay? I'll give you the actual ads here in a minute. That drives people to an opt-in form that tells them, hey, here's what the service is. After they opt in, you email them with information and instructions. All right, you want the service, here's what to do next. Then you close them on a collaborative close. Very, very simple. Here, let me give you one of my actual campaigns. This is what I'm teaching you in the class, by the way. Right? So if this stuff is resonating with you, you're like, finally, someone is telling me something that makes sense. Get in the class. If you're not enrolled in this class, you're missing out. I usually never sell this aggressively. I think if you don't sell aggressively, it means you don't believe in what you're selling it. If you're the right person, if you can help people, if you're on the ball, if you have something of value to contribute to your marketplace, and you're willing to do the work, which, think about it, it's really not that much work if you think about it, you're crazy not to get in this class. You need to get in this class. This will help you. So if you're not enrolling right now and you're still here, you either don't believe me, which obviously I've done a bad job, all right? Or either you don't want it, which, okay, I don't think that's true, or else you wouldn't be here, or you're not really serious about getting the results that you just said you wanted. When you set that goal, were you serious about the goal, or were you just messing around? Well, hey, if you're just messing around, okay, as Dr. Phil would say, how's that been working out for you? Let's go, let's hit it, let's get to work. Let me show you one of my actual campaigns. Step number 1, this is the PPC ad. Why they choose the most unflattering pictures of me, I don't know. But anyway, here's a picture of me where they've obviously photoshopped a second chin on me. And you can see what this is going to people who know me, right? Exclusive invitation. Would you like to work directly with me in person? This is selling a group coaching workshop. So this is a professional services workshop that comes with group coaching. The cost of it, by the way, is either 3 payments of $4,860, or if someone wants to do a full pay, they can get a discount and spend $12,000. All right, so this is low-hanging fruit. I have a few remaining seats. I'm reading the copy now. I have a few remaining seats for a very small hands-on experience where you can get specific advice from me about your individual business. It's going to be in San Diego, and then they can click to see more. All right, what happens when they click? Well, first of all, let me tell you what. All right, so we paid $2.41 per click. Now, that's a lot to pay per click, isn't it? Most people be like, oh, let me show you how to get cheap traffic, free traffic. Let me show you how to spin your wheels and waste your time. Why do I not care that it was $2.41 per click? Because they wouldn't be clicking if they weren't obviously interested in coming to work with me, right? It's not an ad that says free report reveals something. This is an ad that says, hey, I got a thing to sell. Click here if you're interested. Low-hanging fruit, right? I'm preaching to the choir now. Paid $2.41 per click. Got 2,118 clicks. Cost me $5,108.59. What happened when they clicked? Well, this is one of the lowest tech campaigns you could ever imagine, but hey, why complicate something that works? They went to this page, right? They went to an opt-in. Well, here's what we spent. Okay, they went to this page. So here's what this thing says. Opportunity to work with me live and in person. Now remember, they know me. Okay, I'm not like some random guy in their Facebook feed. This is low-hanging fruit. Remember, omnipresence in week number 2. We're building this low-hanging fruit. Preaching to the choir, assembling the choir. I'm putting this campaign in front of those people who already know, like, and trust me. Here's what it says. I'm doing a live training here in San Diego. Here's what we're going to do. By the way, 309 people opted in. Here's what the copy says. This is going to be a small hands-on experience. We'll have a chance to get specific advice from me about your individual business. My tech team's going to be there. We're going to install campaigns, 7 campaigns in Fusionsoft. Here's what it is. If you're interested, fill out this page. All right, 309 people opted in. Is that a great opt-in rate? No. Because I'm telling them, hey, I'm going to sell you something. Only give me your email address if you are interested in buying the thing. All right? Really straightforward, low-hanging fruit thing. Okay? Very brutally honest, by the way. Hey, here's what we're doing. Not, hey, come find out about it, bait switch, none of that stupid stuff that everybody hates. Right up front about it. Here's what's happening. So how did I turn them into sales? Well, remember, here's the math again. Paid $2.41 a click, cost me about $5,000, got 2,118 clicks, 309 people opted in. Some would say that's a terrible opt-in rate. It was, but that's 309 people who said, I want to buy something. Okay, so I'll take it. Now this is funny. So after they opted in, we went hog wild crazy. We sent them an email. No kidding, this was it. The email says, here's everything you're getting. So there's steps to it. Email explains the offer, explains the benefits, tells them the price, then tells them what to do next. In this case, I'm telling you, it's low tech. It says, if you'd like me to save you a seat and you want to get all these bonuses, just reply to this email and let me know you're in. All right? P.S. The price is going to go up $3,000 if you don't get it now. There are 20 total seats. Half of them are already taken. All right? That was it. Very, very simple. Okay? If you'd like me to save you a seat and get all these bonuses, let me know ASAP. Just reply to this email and let me know that you're in. Okay, so what happens here? Now, when they replied, did we do some kind of voodoo? No. We would either email them an order link. Some people say, heck yeah, man, here's my money. Great, low-hanging fruit. Is that going to happen with everybody? Of course not, but some of them it did. So I'd email them an order link, or other ones said, hey, I got some questions. We'd set up a time, answer the questions personally. How would we answer those questions? We would do the same collaborative close process. We wouldn't say, hey, you got to get this. We'd say, okay, well, thanks so much for asking about this event. Tell me, what are you hoping to get out of it? Okay. All right. So what's your business doing now? So you're at $1 million a year. You want to be at $2 million. Okay. Well, I want to make sure I'm putting you in the right event. So do you mind if I just ask you some stuff and make sure this is good? Okay, cool. How many, you see what we're doing right there? We're just straight into collaborative close. No high pressure, nothing. Just let me help you. If you like my help, then become a client. Here's the net result. Final numbers for this campaign, we spent $5,108.59. Saw that lovely picture of me there in a gold throne. This is from an interview I did with Tony Robbins. 2,118 clicks to that little page right there. It got 309 opt-ins. They all got this one email. The total sales from this campaign, $39,080. So much money, it can barely fit on the screen. I should have edited that slide there. Trained professional from a list of 309 people. You know how everyone's saying, you got to build a giant list. Yeah, I mean, it's great. If you want to build a giant list, go ahead. I'd rather just get customers, wouldn't you? Would you want to have a bunch of subscribers, most of whom won't buy anything from you? Or 309 people? Each of those opt-ins was worth almost $100 to me. My net profit after the cost of ads was $33,971.41. For every dollar we put in, we got $6 back within 30 days. Plus, some of those 309 people will buy later. Some of them wanted it. It just wasn't the right time. Like, oh, dude, I can't make those dates. Can I come to the next one? Of course you can come to the next one. You're going to be the first to find out about the next one. Absolutely. Some of them would buy other programs. I'll show you how that works in a minute. So the question becomes, okay, that's great. It worked for you. You're Frank Kern. A lot of people know you. Nobody knows me. What if you have no low-hanging fruit? Well, step number one is we want to fix that with omnipresence. Remember, week 2 of this class, which I hope you've enrolled in by now. I hope the only reason you're here is because you're really enjoying this. You've already enrolled in the class, but you don't want to miss anything. If you haven't enrolled in the class, I got to wonder why. Have I not shown you the value today? I don't know. Maybe I've done something wrong. If I have, I hope you don't feel I've wasted your time. But man, $1,000 off of an already inexpensive class. This is a no-brainer. Right? If this is resonating with you, you're like, man, this makes sense to me. Okay, I got this now. What are you not doing enrolling in the class? You must not want the result. That's okay. But hey, if you don't want the result, at least get honest with yourself and be, I don't want it that bad. And start doing something that's a little more rewarding to you, right? Because man, there's nothing more frustrating than like focusing on something and getting no activity, no results from it. But man, if you're into this kind of stuff, get enrolled in this class. I'm giving you $1,000 off. I mean, this thing is unbelievably inexpensive. If you've known me for a while, you know I sell very expensive stuff. This program I'm telling you about advertising, the cheapest ticket to it is $12,000. I'm offering you something $1,860. That's $1,000 off of the retail of this thing. If you need to split it up into 2 monthly payments, we can do it. No extra charge for it, just whatever. Let's go. Let's get to work. Let's make this happen. What if you don't have any low-hanging fruit? Well, in week number 2, we're going to take those 3 pillars of messaging. We're going to generate some low-hanging fruit by having you everywhere, only in front of the perfect people. That's going to start generating it, but why not go the extra mile? That's where we have that second campaign. It's called the mid-level campaign. Mid-level campaign is for people who might not know you personally. Okay, so that's fine. Not everyone in the world knows me yet, okay? That's okay. But they have an immediate desire for the solution you can provide. So there's a lot of small businesses that might not know me personally, but they might be having a lot of volume that's coming in their business, but they're not making the sales they want. Well, they got a desire for the solution, more sales. Okay, that's what I do. I plug holes in leaky buckets. Thankfully, most businesses have terrible structure of all their sales stuff, and I can make them a fortune if they're the right kind of business just by fixing some really simple problems, simple to me, not simple to them, right? So how does it work? How does a mid-level campaign work? Well, it's for people who have the desire for the solution. They might not know you personally. No problem. We have a campaign for that. Let me show you. This type of campaign is used to do 3 things. First, explain the solution. Pretty simple. Second, explain the price and the benefits. Third, not to sell the solution, but simply sell the prospect on allowing you to give a demonstration, also known as what? Irresistible intrigue offer. Also known as you just helping them for free. So the real purpose of this is say, hey, here's a solution. Here's how much it costs. Don't buy it right now. It might not be right for you. Let me just help you in advance. And then if you like it, if you like the help that I've given you, you can become a client. Very, very simple, very friendly. No hype, none of that typical stuff you're used to. No one likes that. You don't like it, do you? You don't like all that obnoxious, like blingy stuff that's stupid. Wouldn't you rather someone treat you like this? Say, hey man, look, this might not be right for you. Let me help you in advance. And if you find value in that, then great. We can talk about becoming a client. If not, no problem. Super easy. That's how I like to be treated. That's why I get every single client. I get that. Every single client. Just got off the phone with someone 2 days ago, company out in Las Vegas, $100 million a year virtual training company. Guy's ready to, hey man, what do I need to do? I said, hey, wait, I don't know yet. how about we just map all this stuff out? Let's figure out what makes sense. And then if you want to become a client, we can talk about it. Okay. No one's ever said that to him before. Super easy to fix, by the way, but easiest way in the world to make a sale. And by the way, I can now probably get royalties and everything because I'm going to demonstrate to this person the value. See? So let me show you how this campaign works. All right. Really simple. Very high-tech graphics, I know, by the way. Look at this. Beautiful. Built this myself. You would never get, you can tell the slides that I personally laid out and then the ones I had the fancy slide person lay out. This is one of the ones I laid out myself. So you have an ad that's offering your irresistible intrigue offer, basically, right? You send them to a brutally honest opt-in, which is basically saying, hey, I'm willing to do this for you because I'm selling you something. Go figure, all right? Then you send them to a video sales letter. It can also be written, right? If you want it to be print, well, whatever. You send them to your irresistible intrigue offer, and then they apply for your collaborative close call, and then you close them. Or you don't. You don't have to try to close every single person you talk to, although your close rate should be very, very high because they already know the price, and you're only talking to perfect people. Remember, they've applied, right? So let me kind of show you the real thing. Here's an actual campaign with numbers. All right, so this is selling the same thing, by the way. So we've done a lot of business over the past year, a couple million, actually. We just started this division of the company, so this is kind of a new venture, right? It's where we actually build campaigns for people. This is professional services, bring them to an event, and then we support them and give them coaching after the event. So it's a professional services plus group coaching style model. So here's the ad. Would you like me to design a custom marketing campaign for you for free? That's it. They're like, huh. Interesting. Remember, step one, offer help for free. They go, and then, well, first of all, let me give you the numbers. So we paid $2.98 per click, really high per click. Do I care? No, and I'll show you why. We got 2,508 clicks. We spent $7,484.67. Here's where they ended up. Look familiar? Same page, right? Irresistible intrigue page. Would you like me to design a custom marketing campaign for you for free? And you'll notice, I mean, look at the steps here. I know it's a little blurry on your screen. Look, there's no catch. This is not a sales pitch in disguise. I'll give you $200 if you don't like it. I mean, I'm just telling them. Bam. Right there. They opt in. So we got 2,508 clicks. We spent $7,484. 589 people opted in. All right. And then when they opted in, oh, by the way, here's some of the copy close up. Right. So I'm saying there's no charge for this and there's no catch, which of course leads you to wonder, why would you do all this work for free? Well, in the interest of full transparency, this is how I get clients. A good percentage of the people who do this, who I do this for, good Lord, I didn't even write it properly. A good percentage of the people do this for, I forgot the word I, end up asking us to actually build all their marketing campaigns for them. When that happens, my in-house team and I actually build the web pages, build the follow-up campaigns, and implement everything for the client. So that's my hidden motivation for doing this, right? Boom. Simple, okay? Simple, straightforward. Once they opt in, here's what they see. They see a VSL. The VSL does all the steps. Here's my offer for help for free. Here's the benefits of my help. In this case, I'm saying, hey, I'm going to build you a custom blueprint of your campaign. Here's the benefits for it. I'm showing them. Here's what a blueprint looks like. That's a screenshot from the video. It says, yes, I want this right here. We paid $298 a click. We got 2,508 clicks to that opt-in page I just showed you. So it cost us $7,400. 589 people opted in. Not a particularly good opt-in rate, around 20%. It's okay. It's not great. Do I want everybody? No. I only want serious people. And this model, any of these models, consulting, group coaching, professional service, you don't want every single person to deal with. You only want people who are interested because you don't want to expend your energy on people who aren't going to buy, right? Doesn't that make sense to you? Of course. So anyway, this whole thing, this VSL, is really a big filter, right? End of the day, of those 589 people who saw it, 28 people applied. By the way, I had them leave a deposit. I said, hey, you can apply for this. It's a $100 deposit. It's refundable. And if you don't like it, if you think we wasted your time, I'll give you double the deposit back, right? 28 of them said, okay, here's $100. Let's talk. When they applied, here's what would happen. We'd review their application, make sure we could actually help them. If we couldn't help them, here's your $100 back. We're not a good fit. Here's some free stuff. I'd give them some ebooks, some free videos, just anything to maintain the goodwill, right? Maybe their business will grow and then we'll be a good fit. You never want to be mean to people. So here's your deposit back. We can't have the conversation, right? It doesn't look like we're a good match. Here's some free stuff. Thank you so much. Then if they were a good match, though, we'd set up a go-to meeting. That's just like using GoToWebinar. And I give them a blueprinting session. You know what that is? A collaborative close. So in this case, I would actually, with my team, we would build a blueprint of a campaign. Now, would we do that for just anybody? Of course not. we would only do it for people who were perfect ideal clients, right? So here's the final numbers for that campaign. We spent $7,400, $7,484.67. All right. That got me 2,508 clicks to that on that little ad. That sent people to that web page right there. That's this classic, brutally honest web page. Hey, I'm doing this because I want you to become a client. 589 people opted in. They saw that video. That video is a big filter. It says, hey, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what a blueprint looks like. You got to apply. Don't apply unless you meet this criteria. 28 people applied. Were all of those people who applied, did we talk to all of them? Of course not, right? Now, one of the things that happen when you become omnipresent in your market, people will do anything. They will kind of tell you stories just so they can talk to you. So a lot of those people who applied, they weren't perfect customers. We didn't talk to them. We probably talked to 4 of them or something. Of those 4, we sold $24,000 worth from a list of 589 people, right? That's a small list. It took me a minute to press my button there. There it is, 589 people. That's 24 grand from 589 opt-ins. Here's my net profit, $16,515.33. So I spent $7,000. I got 24 back. I got almost 3 times as much money as I spent back within 30 days. Actually more. For every dollar I put in, I got $3.20 back within 30 days. Plus, some of those 589 people will buy later, right? Happens all the time. I mean, do you buy everything the first time you see it? Probably not, unless it's a great bargain like what I'm offering you right now with a time deadline. And you're like, man, good Lord, I know Frank. He sells everything is very expensive. He gives me $1,000 discount off of this new client acquisition system. I'm a perfect client. I'm going for it. A lot of times, though, you don't buy immediately. Neither will your clients. So I still have the list, too, which is fantastic. So now you're like, okay, this is great, but what if I got nothing? What if we're going completely cold? Nobody in the world knows me, and I don't want to be omnipresent in my marketplace, right? What if you're thinking that? Well, we have a campaign for that. Remember, there's 3 types of campaigns. There's low-hanging fruit, which I showed you. This is for everyone who comes in from your omnipresence, right? You got your 3 pillars. You're all over the place in front of the right people. It's not costing you anything to do that, by the way. Putting videos on Facebook, posting things to YouTube, posting things to social media, and constantly building that viral stuff. It doesn't cost any money. It's just time. That gives you low-hanging people. Then you have mid-level people, right? People who need the solution, might not know you. You advertise to them. And then you have the cold campaign. Nobody knows you. They don't even know that you have a solution. So these are for people who don't know you. They could benefit from what you have to offer, but they don't even know that it exists, and they don't even know you. That's cold, right? That's what you call a cold campaign. They don't know you. They don't even know what you got. They don't even know they need it yet. Man, how do we get those people? Well, here's the process. Let me show you the simple process. We start with a traditional lead magnet. This is the free report, right? Free report reveals how to do cool stuff, okay? Then we send them something called a positioning sequence. You know what that is? That's a fancy way of saying you help them in advance of offering to help them even more. Okay, I'll give you examples in a minute. But what a positioning sequence does is, number 1, it demonstrates your ability to help them. Remember, what do people buy? They buy the belief that you can actually help them. What's the best way to cause them to believe that you can actually help them? It is to actually help them in the first place. So that's what a positioning sequence does. It educates them, it motivates them, and it makes the irresistible intrigue offer. All right? After all of that, they apply for a call, same as always. Hey, I want to talk to someone. They can either talk to you, you can talk to someone on your team, right? Now I have people that talk to people on my team, depending on what they want. If they want like consulting or super high level stuff, they talk to me personally. The $100 million guys, I talk to them personally, of course. Other things, they talk to someone on my team, right? They apply for a call, and then you close them with a collaborative close. The difference here is the way they're coming in. They're coming in for a free report, then you're giving them a positioning sequence, and then everything else is the same. Let me show you. Here's my actual campaign with some numbers. So in this case, didn't know me, right? Didn't know that, kind of wanted the result, but didn't know I had a solution, didn't even know they needed it, right? Very, very cold. Now notice this ad. This ad isn't saying I'm going to build you a blueprint. This ad isn't talking about my professional services at all. It's saying, here is a video case study called The Future of Internet Marketing. Free. You're going to learn how to make stealth offers. You're going to learn breakthrough discovery finds massive hole in 99% of sales funnels. You're going to learn how to use psychic sales cycling. No mention of a workshop, no mention of anything that I have for sale. It's just your classic lead magnet, right? So it sends them. Well, first of all, let me give you the numbers. We paid $2.13 per click. We got 2,677 clicks. We spent $5,880.09. We sent them to this page. Does this look familiar? Does this layout look familiar? You remember? It's got a graphical representation of the thing. It's got a headline and an opt-in form. Got a little copy on there. That's it. I built this in a little thing called Unbounce, right? So if you want to build pages like this, is one of their templates. It's out-of-the-box template. I didn't design this. I just clicked on Unbounce, said, hey, opt-in template. This one looks cool. Let's try it. Boom. Here's the numbers, by the way. All right, so $2.13 a click, 2,677 clicks, spent $58.80, 1,713 people opted in. Look at that, is a 61.93% opt-in rate. I would love to tell you it's because my brilliant copy. It's not. Because remember, I said, hey, remember I drew it? I showed you that ghetto-looking drawing earlier in today's presentation. I was like, hey, man, here's the layout that you need for a good opt-in page. That's why they opted in. I'm using the proper layout there, right? 61.93% opt-in rate. These people did not know me. Okay, this isn't, so I know a big objection a lot of people had. Oh man, you're Frank Kern, so you've been around for 17 years. Blah, 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 you have magic powers. Okay, fine, great. I don't have magic powers, but I have been around for a long time. But you always have to expand. I'm always trying to expand my reach. This was targeted at people who did not know me. This excluded my fans. This excluded my list. This excluded any type of low-hanging fruit. This was cold. So when they're cold, when they don't know you, we need to treat them a little bit different. That's why we have step number 3 here. This is that positioning sequence, right? So in this case, when they opt in, they're opting in for that future of the internet marketing. That's a video. That's a 55-minute video. That's me drawing them now. So this is a 55-minute video, me at a whiteboard showing them how all this campaign stuff works. At the end of that video, I make the irresistible intrigue offer. So here are the numbers, all right? So we paid $2.13 a click, 2,677 clicks. We spent $5,880.09. We got 1,713 opt-ins. This video is a giant filter. It's 58 minutes before they ever got to the irresistible intrigue offer part of it. 58 minutes they've got to watch me at a whiteboard. My gosh, those poor people. You really have to be motivated to be able to sit and watch me at a whiteboard for 58 minutes, but that's the only type of person I want to talk to. By the way, what does this video do? First of all, it demonstrates my capability, right? I'm not just saying, hey, I'm great. I'm showing them, hey, look, watch, here's how this stuff works. I'm educating them. I reveal possibilities for these folks. I say, look, here are parts of your marketing process where people are dropping out. Here's how to fix it. Bam, that causes that prospect that's watching that video to be like, man, what if I did that with my marketing? Maybe this is pretty cool, right? I establish authority through further education. Here's what I mean. So do you think all 1,713 of those people watched that video and then left a deposit to talk to my office? Of course not. That's why we call this a positioning sequence. So if they still didn't leave a deposit after they watched the video, guess what I did? I followed up. Here's a screenshot from video number 2. Remember, this is a positioning sequence. I sent them another video. Now, this is a shorter one, right? This one's maybe 6 or 7 minutes. I'm showing them behind the scenes. Hey, here's how that campaign works that I just drew out for you, right? If they still didn't request an invitation, I sent them another video. Here's some stuff that worked really, really well that got a 300% increase in response. If they still didn't ask for a consultation with me, if they still didn't apply, I sent them another video. Here's some other cool stuff that's really, really working, right? Remember, these are total strangers. They don't even know that I had something for sale. At the end of every single one of these little videos, I would make my irresistible intrigue offer. Hey, if you like this video, here's what we can do for you. Here's why we're doing it. Here's how much it costs. Here's what I want you to do next. I would ask them for a $100 deposit. You might not want to do that. I'm just really trying to filter people out, right? Here's what happened. We got 11 applications. Now, you'll notice that's less applications. Why? Because they're cold. They're total strangers. Of course, we're not going to get that many applications. And you're like, man, but you sent so many videos. I know. They're cold. They don't know me. We have to establish credibility by genuinely helping them. That's what got us the 11 applications. When they applied, same thing. Exact same process. We review the application, make sure we could actually help them. We can't help everybody. A lot of those folks, even though we say, hey, you got to meet these criteria, here's what we need you to have going, their applications are absolutely nowhere near the proper criteria. That's not a problem. Hey, man, We reviewed your application. We can't help you. We're so sorry. We're not a good match for this. Here's your deposit back. Here's some other free stuff. We give them some videos. It's something, maintain the goodwill. We're never rude to anybody. Sorry, we're not a good fit. Here's some free stuff. Let's try to work together further down the line. But the ones that we could help, right? We'd set up a go-to meeting. We would hold the blueprinting session. That was demonstrating our ability to get them results, also known as collaborative close. We would do that as a collaborative close. Same thing. Hey, where are you? Where do you want to be? Okay. How's your sales process work? Okay. What do you think would happen if we did this? And we're drawing it out for them. We're using a little application called Lucid Chart. That's what makes those cool blueprints. It's free. Unbelievable. Right? So we do that. They would see it one-to-one. Blam. They would either become clients or they wouldn't. Right? Here are the final numbers. We spent $5,880.09 showing this ad to people. Don't know me. We're not mentioning our services. Just opt in for this video case study called Future of Internet Marketing. They'd opt in. They see this page, by the way, standardish template-based page, nothing fancy, right? We got 60-something% opt-in rate. Unbelievable. 1,713 opt-ins. Man, pretty good. They would all get this video right here. If they didn't apply, then they'd get this one. If they didn't apply, then they'd get this one. If they didn't apply, then they would get this one. One thing all these videos had in common, two things. Number one, they genuinely helped the viewer. We would demonstrate we could help them by actually helping them. Number two, the offer at the end of the video was always irresistible intrigue. Hey, if you like this video, we'd be thrilled to sit down, blueprint out a process for your business. Doesn't cost you anything. Here's why we're doing it. We got this thing. It's $14,000 or it's $12,000 if you want to pay up front in one simple payment. It's not for everybody. Same thing. If you think our blueprint was a waste of time, we're going to give you some money. Exactly what I've shown you. Irresistible intrigue process. We got 11 applications for the demonstration. We got $24,000 in sales from a list of 1,713 total strangers, right? Now remember, they're total strangers. We're not going to convert as many of them at first. That's normal. Still though, hey, net profit after ads, pretty good. $18,119.91 net profit. For every dollar we put in, we got $4.08 back within 30 days. Does Warren Buffett do that with the stock market? Nope. Do you do it in real estate? Not usually. No. Okay, this is how business works. This is how money is made. Plus, some of those 1,713 people will buy later. So this is what we do in week number 3. If you're watching this, you're like, dang, okay, man, I get this now. All right, this makes sense to me. You got 3 categories of people, low-hanging fruit, mid-level, and totally cold. There's a campaign for each one. Every single campaign has the same structure. Irresistible intrigue offers, all we're selling in the campaigns. We're just helping people. If you're seeing that and you're like, this makes sense to me, you need to enroll in this class. When the webinar promotion here is over, the $1,000 discount goes away. So what do you want to do? You want to pay $2,860 for it later? Do you want to save $1,000, get enrolled right now? Right? Really simple decision. This is a very inexpensive thing. What's going to happen? You get one client. I don't know what you're charging. Let's say you're charging like let's say you're $300 a month. Like you're just barely charging anything for whatever reason, right? I don't know. Whatever you want to charge is okay with me. I do recommend that you charge at the premium side though. But let's say you're $300 a month and you get one client. This time next year, you will still have turned a profit. Almost double your money, actually. So it's not a hard decision. Let's go. Let's get to work. This is everything I just showed you, all those 3 campaigns, that's just week 3. That's 1 week. Week number 4, I talk about the 3 different ways to turn these folks into customers. So I've gone over how collaborative close works, right? I'll show you how to do that even more in depth in week number 4. So there's a whole process. There's actually worksheets. So you have this stuff in front of you while you're on the phone with people. And it's a very simple process to keep you on point. But there's also 2 other methods. One's called the takeaway interview. That's where you don't even do a close. You say, hey, here's how much it costs. I want you to leave a deposit if you want it. If I like what your application looks like after the deposit, we'll talk to you. I'll set up an interview with you. I have one question to ask you. You can ask me something if you want to. And if you want to become a client, great. If you don't, no problem. That's a lot shorter of a conversation. Very high close rate. The other one's something called Discovery Day. This is where you can make a group sales presentation to a lot of people at the same time. It's what I use to close a mastermind for $40,000 a head. Close 17 people in 1 day doing that. Do the math. That's a good day. Using something called a Discovery Day process. Got them there by webinar. I'll teach you the whole thing. I'll even give you the closing scripts. I'll give you the swipe files, the whole thing in week number 4. Week number 5 is very, very important. How do we keep our clients happy, right? There's 3 things I'm going to show you how to do. Number 1, how do we ensure that the clients are actually getting results? This is the bane of the consultants and the coaches' existence. For your professional service guys, it's not that hard because you're doing a lot of the stuff for them. But for consultants, coaches, how do we make sure they're getting the results? Well, there's a way to do it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. By the way, it doesn't involve you actually having to do more labor, which is wonderful. How do we reinforce the value? Every month, they're going to have to make that decision. Do we keep paying for this person, or do we use the money for something else? How do we reinforce that value where they say, there's absolutely not, I'm not leaving this person. I don't care if they raise the price. If you go somewhere, I'm going with you, sir. You're that valuable to my business. How do you reinforce that value to the clients? Well, there's a process for it. I'm going to teach you that in week number 5. And then finally, how do you run this business? Whether you're coaching, whether you're consulting, whether you're professional services, how do you do it where you're not a slave to the business? How do you ensure that you have time freedom? Because you don't want to be trading dollars for hours all the time. You don't want that, right? That's a job. Sure, it can be a very high-paying job, but you still want to have time freedom. How do you structure the business to give you the time freedom? That's what we do in week number 5. Remember, when I did just consulting, I had an experiment. So I want to see if I only do consulting, how quickly can I get to 6 figures a month, and how can I do it where I'm not working all the time? I got to $175,000 per month within a 90-day period. My days spent actually doing the consulting was Monday through Wednesday, 9 till noon every day. How do you do that? How do you structure that? How do you make sure that even though that's your hours working, which doesn't seem like a lot because it's really not, how are you able to still make sure it's very, very valuable to your client? Well, it's important to know this stuff. This is what we're going to do in week number 5. Week number 6, I call it sniper traffic. This is how to actually start running these ads. I showed you the 3 campaigns, right? So you have your low-hanging fruit, your mid-level campaign, your cold campaigns. Well, you have to drive traffic to these campaigns. How do you do it? Well, there's 3 types of ways to do it. I call it sniper traffic. I'm not going to show you 9 million things to do. I'm going to show you the stuff that I'm doing that's actually working. We got 3 types of ads. Pre-sale ads. This is for your low-hanging fruit folks. Video ads. This is for mid-level and cold. And article ads. All of these ads work really, really well. They all feed into one of those 3 types of campaigns. And they're all specifically for these 3 types of businesses. So in week number 6, this is what you're getting. I'm walking you through how to do it. And it's not theory. I'm showing, here's what I'm doing. Here's how to find the audiences. Here's how to choose your targets. Here's how to set up, here's what to say. There is a 13-point checklist for creating article and video ads. I give you the ads, I give you the checklist, I give you the swipe file. Boom. No guesswork. No trying to figure it out. No overwhelm. No, here's a whole bunch of theory. Try something. Absolutely not. That's a waste of your time. I'm showing you exactly what to do. Here is the process. Here is the framework. Here's the swipe file. Let's go. This is what this class is all about. So if you're still here, man, you know you attended, you're still here, you know this is right for you. Let's get going. Let's get to work. Get enrolled in this class. Save $1,000. And let me make it even better for you, okay? Because you're still here. You're obviously committed. Hopefully you're still here because you don't want to miss anything. You've already enrolled, but you're still with me. You're like, all right, I'm in the class, but man, this is good. Good Lord, this is a sales webinar, and this is actually teaching me stuff. Hey, it's working. See, if you model what I'm doing, I'm telling you, you're going to be very, very happy with the results you get. You don't have to be pushy. You just help people. I just walked you through course curriculum and taught you the entire time. You don't have to be pushy. You can always be helpful. Always be helpful. People say always be closing. Hey, always be helpful. The closing comes automatically. Let me give you a bribe, though. Let's make it even easier. If the discount wasn't enough, if the demonstration of my ability to help you wasn't enough, let me resort to bribery. Plus, I can. I like it. I want to hook you up. I like to help you. So the first thing I want to give you a graduation gift. At the end of this class, I want to give you another class. It's called Advanced Automation and Lead Compounding. I am going to sell this for $1,997. The reason why is because I surveyed my list. 86% of them said, we are intensely interested in learning how to do advanced automation. So what I've done, I've created a separate class. I'm going to give you this class for free. I really want your feedback on it, by the way, to make sure that it all makes sense to you and that you like it before I take it to the marketplace. It walks you through how to automate all of these campaigns, and it teaches you something called lead compounding. So first of all, your mid-level campaign, your cold campaign, your low-hanging fruit campaign, I teach you how to automate that. I walk you through it. Here's exactly what to do. Here's how to automate that stuff. So now you know you've got it running as close to autopilot as possible. By the way, there's no such thing as an autopilot business, but there's a pretty close to autopilot business. And this is what we do in advanced automation. But what is this lead compounding? Here's the thing. Lead compounding is the secret sauce. Here's my secret weapon. You tie all 3 campaigns together. See, here's the thing. A cold prospect, listen now, imagine this. I had those 1,700 people opt into that cold campaign, right? They saw the videos, but they didn't all apply. That's normal. Well, guess what? If they opted into that campaign and they saw that video, they're not cold anymore. Now they're mid-level. They know that my solution exists. They want the solution, but they just haven't bought yet. That's okay. Now I wait a little bit, and then boom, I put them in a mid-level campaign, right? So you don't always have to be advertising, right? You build a little list of a base of people, and then you can run all three of these types of campaigns. You cycle them through. After they've been through a mid-level campaign, if they still haven't bought, do you think they know me by now? They like me? They trust me? Probably so, or else they still wouldn't be on the list. A mid-level prospect becomes a low-hanging fruit prospect after going through that mid-level campaign. See, what people do in our business is they give up too easily. They don't realize that because someone doesn't take action right now, it doesn't mean they don't want it. It means it just wasn't the right time for them, right? Maybe they were busy. Maybe they weren't ready. Maybe they needed to have something together before they become your client. There's all kinds of things. If you quit too early, you're leaving millions potentially on the table. There are tons of customers, even in a small list. So while you're building your list from these campaigns, I don't want you to be thinking, oh man, I got to be running these campaigns the rest of my life. I advise you to. I'd much rather you have a waiting list, right? But you don't have to. You can automate them all, and then you can tie them all together. That's what's called lead compounding. What it means is I spend, $2, $3 to get someone to become a lead. That lead's value is going to be compounded over time because I continually run campaigns to them automatically. I tie all the campaigns together. It's the coolest thing ever. It is literally, this lead compounding is the same thing I teach these folks and deploy for them for $12,000 a pop, or 3 payments of $4,860, depending on how they want to pay for it, right? So they can pay almost $15,000 for it. That's what I'm teaching them. I'm giving you this. I'm teaching this to you as a graduation gift when you enroll in this class. So think about this. I'm already giving you a $1,000 discount off of this class, which retails $2,860. You already know this is beneficial because you're still here. And now, bam, another $2,000 course on lead compounding and advanced automation. Specifically, not how to do all manner of things you don't need to do, how to take these 3 campaigns, automate them, and tie them together. So you're constantly delivering value and constantly campaigning. Now imagine this now. You've gone through the class. Week number 2, we're omnipresent. Right? Week number 2, you got your 3 pillars of messaging. You're all over the place for the right person. They're coming in. Week number 3, we set up these campaigns. You build the campaigns, lead compounding and advanced automation, which is free. You're tying them all together so they're constantly running. What do you have? You're always in front of your perfect people delivering helpful messages. What does that do? It establishes authority. People say, I don't have any credentials. Nobody knows you. Well, it's because you're not doing this stuff. Your credentials are you've helped them. Look, I've helped you tons, right? So you're probably already on my list. So many people that come to see these presentations already know me because I've been around a while. You're here because I've helped you. I don't have any credentials other than the value I've already provided you. This is what causes sales to occur. So you have 2 choices. You can be an unbelievable salesperson, which takes a tremendous amount of discipline and skill, worth doing, or you can really provide so much value to people, they chase you. They both work. Ideally, you would be both, but hey, look, not everybody wants to be an unbelievably good salesperson, an unbelievably persistent salesperson. Not everybody wants to be able to handle objections and be like, hey, listen, I'm telling you, you're saying no right now, you're making a mistake. Not a lot of people want to be able to do that. So the other alternative to that is to have so much authority and provide so much value to your marketplace that they come after you, that you don't actually have to pitch. When I talk to those $100 million people, I'm not pitching them. I don't have to. I'm like, all right, man, well, tell me what you have. Let's have a look here. And I show them, boom, value. Frank, what is it going to take? What are we going to do? How are we going to work together, man? What do we need to do? I have that conversation constantly. Not because I'm some master salesperson, because I help them and because I'm only in front of the right people. This is what the net effect of all of this is. Save $1,000 right now. Enroll in this class right now. When the webinar is gone, the offer's gone. It's off the table, right? This is already an unbelievable discount. Here's an incredible graduation gift. Let me show you some more. Showing you how to automate all 3 of these campaigns. But on top of that, I'm giving you templates of the web pages. So I've built templates for opt-in pages. I've built templates for VSL pages. I've built templates for irresistible intrigue pages. I've even built the templates and the framework for how to present the offer. So you can go through my framework And I don't want to say fill in the blanks because that really diminishes the significance of what you're doing. But just like I walked you through in this webinar, right? Step 1, here's how you say, would you like me to help you for free? Step 3, here's how to eliminate sales fear. I've built a process for that and a framework. I'm giving you that as a template. Slides for VSLs, fill in the blanks for irresistible entry offer letters, templates of the web pages. This is all in this advanced automation class. You have no excuse to not go forward with this. I'm not a tech person. Don't have to be a tech person giving you templates. I don't know what to say. Giving you the templates. Can you follow a framework? Okay, I'm giving you the templates on how to do it. I don't want to stop there. I'm going to give you graduation gift number 2. Here's the thing, all right? This is called reality. Every single person who comes into your campaigns, into your funnel, so to speak, are they all going to be clients? No, of course not. Right? That's ridiculous. Not everybody is going to be a client. And if they did become clients, you would go crazy. You'd have too many clients. You can't physically serve every single person, not in these types of business models, right? But hey, that doesn't mean you can't provide value in another way. So for graduation gift number 2, what I'm going to give you is a completely unavailable class called Digital Asset System. The only possible way you can get this is by enrolling in this already ridiculously discounted class. Digital Asset System is a class that's going to help you solve this problem. Not everyone's going to become a client. That's fine. Some would rather have courses, right? Like, for example, you could hire me personally to show you how to do all this stuff. It would cost a fortune. You'd probably prefer just to pay $18.60 and take the course, whether it's for financial reasons or for the sake of your time. You want to do it on your own time. You don't want to have a schedule with me every single week, right? I don't provide that service anyway. So some of your clients are the same way. They would rather just have the courses. Well, here's what Digital Asset System does. It's going to show you how to productize and sell your expertise to those non-converted leads. It is specifically for this type of business. It is specifically for a moving towards type of stuff. You have a solution to a problem. Digital Asset System is going to show you how to take that solution, turn it into a product, whether it's a digital product in video, whether it's a webinar on demand, whether it's what you call a modulated class, whether it's a book or DVDs. I'll show you how to do all that stuff. And then I'm going to show you campaign structures that sell those products to your unconverted leads who did not become clients. I can assure you they didn't become clients because they don't want the result. It was either they didn't have the money or they weren't a perfect fit or whatever. That's what your products are for. That's what my products are for. I have, as you know, a very big product line for people who are not a good fit or who I physically can't help because I'm backed up with clients, right? So, all right, well, here's the next best thing is going to be have a product, right? So why in the world would you not want to do that? If you don't have it, you're just leaving money on the table. So I'm giving you this as a gift, as a graduation gift. I'm giving you this extra class that walks you through how to take your knowledge and productize it specifically for the solutions that you offer. So let me recap everything you're getting today. First of all, you're getting the customer acquisition system. This is a 6-week training. This is online. As soon as you register today, you get instant access to Module 1. I release a new module every single week. You can access the training from any device that's connected to the internet in the world, and you can access it forever unless the internet explodes, which is unlikely. So if the internet explodes somehow, if Al Gore takes the internet back, then you won't have access to it. Otherwise, as long as you can get on the internet, you're good. And hey, anything you can download it. It's fine. It's yours. You can access it any time of day forever. Do it on your own time. I'm also and you're saving $1,000, by the way. Discount goes away. When webinar goes away, discount goes away. All right? This is a ridiculously low priced offer to you. If you need to split it up into 2 payments, you can split it up into 2 payments. Either way, you're fine. Okay? This is next to nothing. This is inexpensive. You're also getting a $10,000 seminar recording. Not the audio, the video as well. So you see me, you see Brendan at the whiteboard diagramming all the stuff that's worked for us. I want to show it to you because you'll get some ideas for your own business. And if you're helping clients, I want you to take what's worked for us, see where you can apply it to your clients. If you're doing anything in business, this is going to be very, very helpful to you because you'll say, oh man, you know what? This guy needs to get this result. These knuckleheads got a pretty good luck with this type of campaign. Let's see how this works with my client. Chances are it'll work pretty well, right? That's why I'm giving you that. It's a $10,000 seminar. This is free, right? Also, graduation gift number 1 is my advanced automation and lead compounding course. This will be sold for $1,997 as a minimum $1997, right? This is the do-it-yourself version of part of what I'm selling currently for 3 payments of $4,860 or 1 payment of $12,000. So this is going to market. I just haven't built the sales materials for it yet. I want to give it to you in advance. I want your feedback on it. So part of my giving it to you is self-serving. Another part is you got to have it, right? No one else is going to show you how to do this stuff. I'm going to show you how to do it. I do it every day for other companies. Who better to learn from than someone who does it every day for other companies all day, every day? This is what we do. Also giving you the digital asset system. You cannot get this anywhere else. This is not for sale. This is exclusively for people who take this class. This is specifically for coaches, consultants, and professional service providers to take your knowledge and skills, your solution, turn it into a product that you can sell that doesn't involve your personal interaction. You're going to want to do this because every client, every person who opts into your list is not going to become a client. That's just reality. And if they did, you wouldn't be able to take them all as clients anyway. You can't duplicate yourself that many times, right? So you want to have something else to serve these people with. This is another stream of revenue. So here it is. Here's the warning. $1,000 discount and the graduation gifts are limited exclusively to people who enroll from this webinar period. Webinar goes away, discount goes away. Discount goes away, graduation gifts go away. You can pay $1,000 extra and get no graduation gifts, or you could save $1,000. It's $1,860. It's nothing. This is probably for most of you guys, it's like 1/2 of one client or something, right? I mean, if we can't get a client together, then we got problems, okay? If you don't think, hey man, I can get a client from taking this class, then please don't take the class. I've done a terrible job today. Otherwise, you either don't want the result, you don't believe me. I don't think that's the case. You're still here, right? So let's go. I know this can't be the money. It's just simply not enough money to worry about, right? So here's the deal. Go ahead, get enrolled. When you do, instant access to week number 1, and we're off to the races. Every week I release a new module. Our goal is for you to have a client or 2 or 3. I mean, 1 would really be kind of embarrassing, but at bare minimum, at least get a new client by the time this class is over, right? Ideally, I want you to have your entire portfolio filled. There's no excuse not to. You probably don't need that many. You probably need more than you think. You're going to discover that in week number 1. I do want to operate within the realms of reality. And you're probably going to want to change your model a little bit from what we worked on today. That's why we do so much planning together in week number 1. Then boom, it's off to the races, man. Let's get it done. Let's go. The time is right now. Enroll in this class right now. Save $1,000. Get the graduation gifts. You'll be glad you did. You probably have some questions. If you're still here and you haven't enrolled yet, you probably have some questions. Let me answer them. This is what I get all the time. Number 1, I'm not techie. I don't like tech stuff. What tech stuff do I need? Guess what? I'm not techie either. I don't like tech stuff. I like gizmos, though. You know, I like fun things that are easy, but good Lord, you start messing around with code or something, you lost me. You know, I've got ADD. I can't do that. My brain works in like pictures and colors and stuff. So I'm with you if you're tech phobic. Okay, so here's what it is. They're really, number 1, web pages, right? So you got to have web pages. There's only a couple kinds. So here are the types of web pages you need. Number 1, you're going to need an opt-in page. Right? If you're going to like run a cold campaign, you're going to want to have a page where they can opt in to get the free report. If you're running a mid-level campaign or a low-hanging fruit campaign, they got to opt in to find out more information. Guess what? No matter what campaign it is, the same type of page. The only difference is what you say on the page. You're going to need a content page. Content page is a page that's got your videos on it. So remember in my cold campaign when people opted in and they saw a video of me at a whiteboard and then they'd see another video and all that? That's called a content page, right? Only difference between those pages were the videos. That's just cutting and pasting, right? Your third type of page is going to be a sales page. The page that states your irresistible intrigue offer, if you need to do that. You could also do it in video, right? So that could also be a video page. Same page, the only difference is what you stick on the page, all right? Here's the good news for all those types of pages. I'm giving you my templates. They work on WordPress, okay? They're very simple to use. So you can use lead pages if you want to. You can use Megaphone, or you can use my templates. I'm actually giving you this specifically for this business. Here's the templates that work for me. Here's the layouts and designs that are working really, really well for me. Blam. And guess what? I'm also giving you the templates for here's exactly what to say in your VSL presenting your irresistible intrigue offer. Here's the framework. Let's make it relevant to what you're saying. So remember the exercise I walked you through with the realtor? I'm going to walk you through that same thing in greater detail. Let's get it knocked out and give you the framework for the slides, everything. So it's not really that hard, right? So you get templates for the web pages, templates for the VSLs, templates for the irresistible intrigue offer to write it in written form, templates for the page that you stick the writing on. So we're making this as technically simple as humanly possible, right? I'm not techie. All right, I'm 44 years old. I've been on the internet since 1999. I've been doing this type of business, but I still never figured out the tech stuff. It's not my expertise. Why would I mess with it? Right? So I'm making everything, I'm giving you exactly what I use, which is templates. If I don't have a template, I'm in trouble. So I'm giving you my personal templates. Second question is, you probably notice I'm talking about making videos. People say, man, is it hard to make videos? Well, I could sit here and blow smoke to you and say, oh man, all you need is an iPhone and you can make the best videos in the world and people are going to throw money at you. Not true. Here's the truth about video, okay? Doing a good job on camera, if you're direct to camera, it is very, very difficult. So to show up and be on camera and to not look like you're reading a script and to not look stiff and weird and to feel natural and do a good job, it's hard. It takes a lot of practice. You have to have good lighting. You have to have good audio. It's tough. That's the bad news. Here's the good news. Now, being a little OCD that I am, I've split tested everything 9 million times. My tests have shown that screen recordings like this one, where you're just like showing pictures and stuff on a screen, talking into a microphone, they actually outperform live. I have 2 separate tests of which about 100,000 unique users have gone through. And both times, when I had fancy, really high production, cool videos where I'm in front of the camera and stuff, and I split tested that against just me talking over PowerPoint, the PowerPoint versions had higher engagement. What does that mean? That means people watched it more. I have no idea why that is. Maybe I'm not that good on camera. Maybe that's what it is. You know, they're like, man, this guy's ugly. We don't have to see him in the PowerPoint stuff. So here's the thing. If you want to be live on camera, it's hard. But I don't think you should be live on camera unless you just love being on camera, because screen recordings have outperformed live for me consistently with hundreds of thousands of views and impressions now. And I'm using Wistia's data. That's a video hosting platform. It shows me the average length of time people watch each video. The screen cam ones outperform the on-camera ones. Who knew? This whole time I've been spending all this money making these fancy Hollywood level videos of me on camera, driving around and stuff. Didn't need to do it. Could have just fired up my laptop like I got now and talking to a microphone. I would do it for this webinar. A video is no different. You just record it, and there you go. So what do you need to make them? Okay, well, to make videos where you're screen recordings, you need a laptop microphone. So I'm telling you, most of my videos, I'm on a laptop. I'm on a MacBook Air, not even the fancy one. I don't have a mic. I'm using the laptop microphone. And I use Keynote that comes with my Apple. If you're a Microsoft person, you can use PowerPoint. I record it using something called ScreenFlow, which I think is like $70 or something once, and you use it forever. If you don't use ScreenFlow, like if you're on the Microsoft system or whatever, you can use something called Camtasia, which I think even has a 30-day free trial. You could potentially make all your videos in 30 days, but you'll probably want to keep it anyway. None of this stuff costs any significant money, right? So it's easy. And here, guess what? I'm giving you the templates for the slides, for your irresistible intrigue offer videos and your cold video frameworks. So, man, there's no excuse not to go forward, right? If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get the results you've always had. You don't want those results because you are still here. So let's get going. You've got an unbelievable discount. I'm giving you the templates. I mean, I'm doing as much of this for you as possible. Do you still have to work? Absolutely. Is this a push-button program to get you rich overnight? No. I've never seen one of those, right? I don't think they exist unless it's the lottery or something and you win. I mean, every business takes work and it takes risk. I'm making it as simple for you as possible, and I'm making it pretty gosh dang cheap. I mean, come on. You get one client, you're probably over the course of a year or something. Who knows? I don't know what you're charging. Let's say you're at $300 a month, which is just unbelievably cheap. First thing we want to do is fix that. But let's say I do a bad job of convincing you to charge what you're worth. You're only charging $300. You get a single client. A year from now, you doubled your money. That beats the stock market. What do you want to do? You want to risk your money in the stock market, or you want to double it with this? Okay, I think that's a conservative thing. In that example, though, $300 a month. This is $1,860. You've almost doubled your money, right? So you've made like a 190-something% return. Plus, you now have a skill. That's with one client at $300 a month. I think we can do better than that. Surely, you and I can do better than that. If you don't think we can do better than that, I can tell you it's not me. Is you. I know that sounds overly aggressive and rude, but I know what I'm doing. I'm the best in the world at this. So if you can help people, let's get on it. Let's get to work, because they need you and they're willing to pay you for it, right? People want to be helped. As you saw the stats, consulting $100 billion per year industry, according to Forbes, growing at 83% between now and 2018. That's according to the United States Bureau of Labor and Statistics. 83% growth. Business coaching, just in the United States alone, according to IBISWorld, $12 billion per year is spent in business coaching. It is growing by $800 million per year. $800 million a year growth. Doesn't take that many people. A tiny percentage of that market's pretty good. Personal coaching, just the life coaching segment of personal coaching. Just life coaching, not including fitness coaching, not including relationship coaching, not including health coaching, not including PowerPoint coaching. Just life coaching is a $2 billion per year industry. According to Fast Company, according to Life Coaching Institute, it is the second fastest growing industry in the world. People want this type of stuff. I am presenting to you a system to acquire clients for these types of businesses. If you can help people, let's do it. If you can't help people, I understand. I hope you've been entertained by today. But if you can't help people, I can't help you. I mean, the fastest way to go out of business is have really good marketing for a bad product, right? You got really good marketing for a bad product, people are going to know the product's no good, and now you're out of business. But if you can help them, let's do it, man. There's no reason not to. It's not like you need 9 million. There's nothing you need to wait on. You got a laptop, you got a microphone in that laptop, you got PowerPoint, great, let's go, let's make videos, let's do it. I'll show you exactly what to say in the videos. Let's make it happen. You got a cell phone, you got Skype, that's all you need to talk to your clients, right? Simple. We don't need all kinds of stuff. You want to make excuses or you want to grow your practice? It's your choice. Happy to help you grow the practice. Don't want to help you make the excuses. That's not my job. You got on this webinar for me to help you. I know I've helped you today. You're still here. Let's go. If you like this is nothing. This is the appetizer. This is walking into the restaurant when the chef made you the amuse-bouche. That's a fancy way of saying we got something that we don't know what to do with, so we're going to give it to you before you eat, right? But it's always good. You ever notice that you go to this fancy restaurant, so bring you something that's always in a big ceramic spoon for some reason. The chef has prepared this amuse-bouche. It is a delightful combination of whatever, ham and cheese or something. You eat it, next thing you know, you're starving. You're like, oh my God, that was amazing. Please take my order. I'm hungry. This is the amuse-bouche, man. The main course is unbelievable, and it's cheap. You're saving $1,000 today. I'm giving you 2 graduation gifts. Let's go. Time to speculate is over. Invest in yourself. Let's do it. Let's get you the clients that you want. Let's help you earn an awesome living doing the best, most valuable work that you can to people that are actually really going to benefit from it. That is a win-win situation. You win, they win. It is good. It is good commerce. That is what fuels the world. Let's go. Here's another question you might have. What if nobody has ever heard of me, right? Well, that's a totally normal, rational question to have. So I have built the class assuming that nobody has ever heard of you, right? So here's the first thing. We're going to fix that in week number 2, right? So in week number 2, we're going to identify those 3 pillars of messaging, right? The 3 big messages you present to your market over and over again. You don't need 9 million things. You got 3 main points you're going to make that genuinely help people. I'm going to show you how to have omnipresence just in front of the people that matter. That's going to fuel your low-hanging fruit campaigns. But here's the thing, right? When people say, what if no one's ever heard of me? What I'm really hearing is I don't have confidence in myself because I don't have a lot of credentials or I don't have testimonials or any of that kind of stuff. Man, I haven't used a single testimonial on this presentation and I have absolutely no credentials whatsoever. But I've helped you today, haven't I? Here's the deal. People do not buy your past. They buy your ability to help their future, period. If this entire presentation was here's all the accomplishments I've had, you wouldn't be here right now. You're here because I've been doing nothing today but showing you how to get the desired result, right? Here's how to get clients. Here's campaign number 1. Here's campaign number 2. Here's campaign number 3. Here's exactly what to say to close them, right? That's why you're here. You're not here because it's been, let's talk for 2.5 hours or whatever about Frank Kern's fascinatingly boring history. Guess what? Your clients are the same way. Therefore, if we accept the fact that they are buying your ability to help their future, if we accept that as fact, right, which let's accept it as fact. I mean, why else would you buy something from somebody? Then therefore, the best way to get clients is to demonstrate you can help their future by helping their present. So don't worry about that, I don't have credentials. Can you help them or not? If so, let's help them. Let's go. If you can't help them, you're in the wrong place anyway. And I'm glad, if you can't help them, let's get honest about it. Say, man, you know what? I can't help anybody. That's good. Don't go into this business. All right? If you're in this business and you can't help anybody, then get out of this business before they run you out of this business. But see, you're here because you know you can help them. A lot of people say, oh man, I don't have your years of experience. Here's what that really means. It means you haven't made the realization yet. Here's the realization. Your area of expertise is like your first language. To them, it's like their fifth language. So what is obvious to you is not obvious to them. I was just on the phone a couple of days ago, a $100 million e-learning company in Las Vegas. $100 million a year. They work with the biggest companies in the world, delivering e-learning solutions to these companies so their staff can get trained for stuff. They had no clue about autoresponders. Dude, autoresponders. So to me and you, right, we're like, what are you talking about? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No, it is me and you is our first language, right? We're in the marketing world. We know what autoresponders are. We know what campaigns are. These guys are like, wait a minute, you're telling me that we can like have a campaign that will automatically present sales messages to people? I'm like, yeah, dude, craziest thing you've ever seen. Are these people dumb? No. $100 million a year? Of course they're not dumb. They just didn't know. It's not their first language. Did I need to graduate from Harvard to know what an autoresponder was? No, I just needed to have my area of expertise. They did not know. Swear to God. Gospel. Didn't know. They're like, so how does this work again? I'm like, man, this is great. This is the greatest news I've ever heard. Well, dude, what happens is you go to these companies and you offer them a report on here's how to make sure your staff is trained exactly how they should be trained every single time, even if you're not there monitoring it. And they're like, okay, well, then what happens? Well, then what happens is you send them the report and then you start offering them demos of the video or of your platform. Okay, well, then what happens? Well, then what happens is most of them aren't going to take the video at first. So you start giving, or the demo at first. So you start giving them video tours, showing them how to solve all the biggest problems like, how do I know my staff is being trained? How do I know the message is right? How do I know they're getting results? And then at the end of every video, you offer them a demo. That's amazing. Who's going to send out the emails? I'm like, well, it happens automatically. No way. Yeah, dude, automatically. It's like, it's automation. They had no idea. They're not stupid people. They have $100 million a year. These are very sharp business people. It is simply not their first language, right? You go to a personal trainer and you say, man, I need to drop 20 pounds. He's like, okay, well, you need to do these 5 exercises. You're like, no way. I didn't know. Here's what you need to eat. To him, it's common sense. He's like, well, dude, of course, you don't eat dessert with every meal. And let's get you walking for 45 minutes a day. Cut out the sugar. Let's walk 45 minutes a day. You're probably going to drop the pounds. In about 90 days, you'll see significant results. Really? That's all it takes? Yeah. Are we dumb for not knowing that? No. It's his first language. It's not mine. Right? Same thing. So this whole credentials thing, if you can help them, just get to work and help them. Quit wussying out. It's all self-doubt. That's all it is. Oh, I don't believe in myself. Look, let's go. They need your help. All right? If you can help, why do you think God gave you the ability to help them? So you can sit there and worry about it and be scared? No, he gave you the ability to help them. Let's go. Let's get to work, get these clients, and help them. Here's the thing, man. You're still here. You registered for this training. You are still here after 8 million hours. You know this is the right move. Enroll right now. Save $1,000 off the course. This is like me giving you $1,000 right now. Save $1,000. This is the lowest price training of its kind I've ever offered in 17 years. I'm doing it at this price just to see what happens, really. I really like teaching it. I think you kind of have the idea, right? You are my favorite types of customers. You're my favorite type of business to work with. You're in a business that has very high margins and a very simple sales process. I can help you all day long. Love it. Favorite thing to do. I think you get that. That's why I'm offering it at such a discount, right? You're still here. So I want to hook you up, man. I like doing this. Let's go. I want you to think about this, okay? Let's just look at this. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't know what you're going to do. I'm not psychic. I'm not making an income claim. But what if you did everything I said in the class, right? So you're like, okay, man, this makes sense. I'm just going to follow the directions. God forbid, right? I've got the Bowflex. I'm going to actually use the Bowflex now. So what if you did everything I said and we fast forwarded to a year from today? And what if during that year, now I don't know what the goals you set were, right? But what if during that 12 months, you only achieved a quarter of your goals, right? So let's say you set a big goal, or even you set a regular goal, right? I don't know, whatever kind of goal you want to set, and you only got 25% of the way there. You only made 25% of the revenue you wanted to make. Would the tiny investment in this training have been worth it? You got to have really small goals for it not to have been a positive return on your investment, right? Look, think about this. When you enroll today, you've got access, instant access, for $1,860. If you need to split it up into 2 payments, that's fine, right? No extra charge. I'm the bank, interest free. Let's go. Let's just get to work, okay? If we break that $1,860 down over the course of that year, it is $5.09 a day. $5.09. Let me ask you a question. Is it worth $5.09 to have a predictable, dependable, and consistent way to get clients? Is it worth $5.09 to only do the work you enjoy and to get paid well for it? Let me ask you another question. Is that $5.09 going to change your life? I mean, seriously. Like, what if right now someone went into your bank account and removed $5.09? Are you even going to know? Probably not. I mean, no one should do that. You get what I'm saying, though. It's like, who gives it? It's $5.09. Who cares? Are you really going to miss the $5.09? I mean, think about this. You can invest $5.09 into yourself, because this is really what, anytime you invest in training, that's what you're doing. You're investing in yourself. You can invest at $5.09 a day over the next 12 months into yourself. Or, you know how I got this screenshot? I went to Google, and I Googled, what can you eat for $5.09? And I found a place. This is a real restaurant. And I found a place. This is what you can get today for $5.09. You have to be 12 and under, first of all, so it probably doesn't apply to you. But your kids, you can order your kids a piñata plate. That's a cheese enchilada. That's $5.09. You can get a pollo plate. That's 3 fried chicken strips and French fries. Man, that's a healthy one. For $5.09. Or an amigo burger. That's what you can get for $5.09. Which would you rather have? An enchilada or the knowledge to get high-paying clients whenever you want? In a way that makes everybody feel empowered, by the way. That's important. Not only are you getting the clients, but just the act of campaigning is empowering other people. It is positioning you as an authority, not through bragging, through demonstration. You are one of the good guys. Would you rather have chicken strips or a dependable method that can make you the number one authority in your market? A systemized process for doing that through nothing but goodwill and being helpful to your marketplace. Chicken strips or being number one in the market? Hey, it's your call. Would you like an amigo burger or a well-oiled machine of a business that pays you what you want on your terms? Ultimately, do you want excuses or results? Here's the deal. You got a choice. You can enroll right now for $1,000 or save $1,000. Dude, $1,000 discount. That's a serious discount. And you can get the great graduation gifts. I'm going to keep the webinar going. I'm going to sign off here in about 30 seconds. So when the webinar is gone, I'm not going to have the order form up anymore. All right? So that's your choice. Regardless of what you've done, I really hope you found this to be beneficial to you. I mean, I showed you today, here's who to target. Talked about which models, the difference between the models. Most importantly, gave you 3 different campaign examples of how to get clients coming to you. Showed you exactly what to say to have them applying to become a client of yours, and then showed you exactly what to tell them after they have applied so they will become clients. And I showed you a way to do it without having to feel like a pushy telemarketer, because no one wants to feel like that. Well, some people do. I don't have the skin for it. I'll tell you right now. My skin's not thick enough, man. I like to be friendly to everybody. I like them to be like, man, that was great. Let's go. I want them to refer me. Even if they don't buy, I want them to think it was the greatest experience they've ever had. I've shown you exactly how to do that. So I really hope that you found that valuable today. And I hope you go forth and tell other folks. You say, man, I was on a training with Kern today, and that was great. I strongly recommend you take some of his classes because they're fantastic. So if you enrolled today, I look forward to seeing you on the other side. I look forward to seeing you soon, helping you get those clients that you want. The client acquisition system will change your business. This is a fantastic program. If you didn't enroll, please take what I gave you today and use it. Don't let this time together be wasted. I gave you some good stuff together. Let's get to work. Go use this. And if you haven't enrolled, let's go, because I'm about to press end on the webinar right now. So thank you so much for attending. My name is Frank Kern. It's been a pleasure to be of service to you today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.